Time to refresh.
It is time to refresh. Hey, everybody out there in Twitch. I'm Carlos A.S. Lysing. I'm the DM here of I'm owner and lead designer for Casl Entertainment, and you're watching the From Dark Roses, Black Thorns Grow playtest. This is the second part of the adventure. I'm going to introduce my players to you very quickly. We're going to go clockwise, starting from my top left on Twitch. That's Linda Booth over there, who's playing the Huntress. Linda, good to see you again. How you doing today?
Doing great.
Awesome. Over there to her right is Steve Friedsma, who's playing Maskara. Maskara, how are you doing today?
Excellent.
Awesome. Down below that, Greg Johnson. Greg, you're playing Simon. How are you doing tonight?
Very well, thank you.
Awesome. And Magnus, who is our leader and our party caller, who's playing Glade. Glade, how you doing tonight, Magnus?
Excellent.
Awesome. Without further ado, I'm going to get to the game right away because we've got a lot to cover. And I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to either get TPK'd here or to make it through the adventure in toto. I'm not sure which it's going to be because we're getting to a little bit of a difficult spot in the adventure. When we last left our player characters, they had gone from the city of Heartbeat to the dilapidated Slaver's Stockade, where Icar and Blackthorn, Marquessa's former lieutenants, had taken up residence once again. The whole top of the area had been left dilapidated and essentially to scare away and to hide in plain sight from the rest of the populace that's in the region, even though it's relatively uninhabited. The party members left from Heartbeat went through Highport and ended up at the Slaver Stockade. They managed to infiltrate it. There's a back door that they left with a grappling hook to escape out of the side of the stockade if they needed to, over the wall. But they came in over the front gate after casting a divination spell to determine the wisdom of doing so. They progressed through the front gate, managed to investigate the front courtyard, and found a strange bag in the front courtyard. Simon did, in which there was a gold coin held. They continued on through, went through the abandoned garden and the fountain that was there. They killed two of the sentries that were over there. They found out that hobgoblins have inhabited the top part of the stockade in hiding in some of the ruined portions of it. I almost forgot. One of the party members during an investigation. This happened afterwards. Never mind. They went ahead and they killed the two of the hobgoblins. They also killed their wolves that were with them, dragged them into one of the ruined towers, interrogated them, and found out that the way that you can move through the stockade relatively unimpeded is by putting the crushed blossom of the bluebell berry on your body, which smells a little bit like lemon. The dogs respond to it. They've been trained not to bark. It's possible that there's monsters that have been trained that not to respond to it. So the party went ahead and they took some of the crushed bluebell berries from the dead bodies of the people they looted and went on. But before they did that, hey, what's up, Mark? What's going on, Lord Gasumba? It's good to see you. Hey, thanks for subscribing. We appreciate it. You know what? That's a good idea, Mark. Maybe I will do that. Hydroxus, good to see you as well. They went ahead and while they were doing their interrogation, one of their party members was possessed by a haunt that was inhabiting the ruined tower, but they managed to make it out of there without too much consequence. Later, they wound their way through the stockade and found that the main room that leads down below the stockade, where all the Icar and Blackthorn and their retinue are located, it was guarded by a pair of manticores, one of which was pregnant. They went into the room. They managed to chase off one of the manticores and kill the other. They killed the male. The female escaped through the roof. And as they were leaving the area, there was a strange pig-headed man that flew from one of the rooms that was inside of the area where the manticores were. He started to give them pursuit, but when Simon killed the Manticore. He did so, or the main blow that was landed against the Manticore, I should say, was done with a lightning bolt, the spell lightning bolt, and it scared away the pig-headed man. He was a little bit put off by the fact that this guy was calling down raw energy, raw lightning from the skies, and he went ahead and went into hiding and has not been seen since. Meanwhile, the party, I'm going to bring up on Twitch right now the map for everyone. The party has found themselves in a small area. The Manticore room is outside of that door. There's a stairway that extends downward into darkness. As the party was there, some of your spells have been expended, as you know. Everybody is in more or less okay shape, except for the one-eyed crow, who was hurt pretty significantly right now from the battle with the Manticore. He was mauled by the Manticore. The party members that are there currently are as follows. Linda is playing the Huntress, who is a ranger. Maskra is a cleric of Jorami. Glade is a halfling druid thief, and she has a pangolin named Myrmidon as her animal companion. And Simon is a magic user whose familiar is a pixie by the name of Princess Calliope. Finally, I am playing an NPC who is a fighter, a half-orc fighter named the One-Eyed Crow. And he is, as I said, he was almost killed in the last adventure. With that being I'm sorry.
How damaged does the crow still appear to be?
You figure if you had, being that you're a healer, Maskra, a cleric, your professional estimation is you're thinking he's hovering around probably about half of his health right now.
Okay, I'm going to give him my last Pure Light Wounds.
Okay, please roll me a D8.
4.
Okay. You go ahead, you lay on hands on him, and for a moment, like I said before, the healing power of Jorby flows through your fingers. It feels like lava rushing through your veins and kind of spreads through your fingers as you touch his flesh. His flesh turns a dark black where you touch it, like obsidian glass covering in a jacket. Then you just kind of touch it with your finger, and as it cracks, it reveals healed skin beneath it, knit bone. He looks at you and just kind of shows one of his fangs and just kind of nods. Thank you. Kind of growls under his breath a bit. He looks over at Glade. He says, I think I'm good enough to take the front again if you want me to.
I just nod slowly at him, innocent.
Right. He starts to look down the hall, down the stairs. He looks back at you. He says, I don't think we're going to have to wait long. There's something coming up here towards us. What do you want to do?
Big or small?
Human size.
Then I say we take it in the hallway. I don't feel like going back into that slimy room.
He nods. All right. He looks at the rest of you. Just stay behind me, I guess, huh?
I'll ready an arrow.
Okay. Maskar, what are you going to do?
I realize it's been a week since we played, but in game is the blessing still going?
The blessing is still active right now. You would presume you've probably got maybe 10 rounds left on it, perhaps.
Okay, I'm going to prepare hold person.
Okay, prepare hold person. Magnus, what are you doing? If you'd like a moment,
can you tell me a little bit about Barkskin?
Of course.
Is that self only, or could I end up putting that up on one crow?
No, Barkskin can be cast on somebody else as well.
Okay, maybe I'll just reach forward and touch Crow.
Okay. You reach over and you touch the one-eyed crow. He kind of looks down at you as you do that, and all the rest of you see his skin starting to turn from the blackened, burned flesh that he has. It starts to turn a deep brown color, like an oak in color, and you see the flesh actually starting to wrinkle and rise up, sort of like actual bark. You see knurls over there where his knees should be. In an instant, he looks almost like a treant. His hair, because his hair is kind of like in cornrows behind his head, with many beads on it. They become leaves all the way down his back. He just kind of looks over at you, looks at himself, taps his skin, kind of nods. Simon, what will you do?
Did you say it was one person coming, or was it
Two.
multiple?
He said there's two.
Two?
Mhm.
Was he able to determine what, just humanoid, or
No,
was he
they're
able
just
to...
human looking to me. About halfway up the stairs, about 100 feet away. What do you want to do?
Alright, I'll have a spell. I'll prepare a spell and have my wand of magic missiles out.
Okay. Got your wand of magic missiles out. What are you going to prepare?
Well, it wouldn't be me unless it was a charm person, so I'm... just in case.
Okay, you're getting Charm Person ready.
Just in case I need it.
Magnus, are you going to instruct the crow to just wait until they hit the top of the stairs, or do you want him to go downstairs and actually engage the enemy?
I want him. Let's see here. Crow, move forward. Act large. Make sure that they don't make it past. But if you see a shadow by your knees, it's me.
He nods. He says, "Good." He goes, I take them high, you take them low, right?
Absolutely.
Little Easter egg for you out there if you're watching, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So anyway, you see the one-eyed crow start to move down the stairway. He kind of pins himself a little bit to the wall, so you have room to go outside him. As you can see in the graphic there, it's about 10 feet wide, the hallway, heading downward. The crow gets probably about maybe 10 feet down the hallway, kind of looks back at you for a second. Glade, what you're able to see in the darkness from where you are is the creatures that are ahead of him are silhouettes, for the exception of their eyes. There's these two sharp points of, like, kind of a foxfire greenish light lingering in whatever their eye sockets are.
Masquerade begins to call upon her deity.
Okay. Glade, the crow kind of looks back at you and goes, "You still want me to take them?"
Yeah, I mean they're coming right for us, and they're pretty nasty looking, right? They're not even real people.
As they walk up, the thing that you notice right about them, Glade, as they get a little bit closer, your infravision is just slightly better than the one-eyed crow's is. And as a result, he doesn't quite see this as soon as you do. You can tell that these things that are coming towards you, they're wearing leather armor. They're both obviously dead.
Okay.
Neither one of them has weapons on them. They're just... But the weird thing that you notice about them is they're walking perfectly normally upright. They're not shambling at all. They're not zombies or anything. They're walking very adroitly. Not like you associate with undead.
Masquerade's starting to feel
you
the
can feel
connection with her deity. May she speak out.
Go for it, Masquerade. What are you going to do?
By the mistress of heat, the furious inferno, the holy incinerating shrew, I banish you to perpetual damnation!
Roll me a 20. And don't roll low after doing all that.
I know, right?
19!
Oh, the reason this would fail is if you called her a shrew.
Oh, my. Okay.
Oh, that's my deity's nickname.
Okay, yeah, it's the shrew. Yep. So, you feel... Every one of you sees, as he pulls up the symbol of her office, which is the stave, the basalt stave, the head of it starts to glow brightly. And in the volcano, for a moment, you see these pair of feminine eyes burning on the front of the volcano, staring down into the depths of the hallway. The two creatures that are ahead of the one-eyed crow, he kind of recoils for a second because you can see them almost like burst into a moment of flame. And both of them scream out and turn around and start running faster than a human could downstairs away from you into the darkness.
Well,
one thing, I would like all of you to roll a 20 for me right now.
I got a 4.
4. Masquerade?
11.
What'd you get, Simon?
7.
Glade?
3.
All of you, as you see them run down the hallway, the sound that they make as they go down the hallway, their screams and their yells, they're amplified artificially. You can tell as they go down the stairs, the noise that they make is way more than it should be. There's something intrinsic to this hallway that amplifies sound.
Sorry, guys. I tried to destroy them, not trigger the alarm.
I'm gonna loose an arrow at whichever one is closest.
Okay.
And go straight for like the throat area.
Huntress, go ahead and roll me a 20. Actually,
13.
2 20s, I'm sorry.
2 20s?
Yeah.
First roll is a 13, the second one's a 15.
Roll me 2 6s, please.
6 and a 4.
Okay. You go ahead, you see the Huntress come over with her bow, fires twice at one of them. One of them goes right through the back of the neck. You hear the sickening sound of the impact as it just rips through the body. The other one tears through the back, through the front of it. It does not look, they don't look like they're really affected. They don't react in pain. It's a very weird experience hitting undead because they don't react per se. Glade, as caller, are you going to let the entire party fire away, or are you going to do anything different?
No, I'll just let them go.
Glade, are you going to do anything then right away?
If anybody starts moving forward, I'll put up my hand. Otherwise, they can just fire.
Okay.
But we're just going to wait until they're gone and then start moving forward.
The crow started to move forward. Sees you put your hand up. He just nods and holds back. Simon, what's your move?
Oh, I'm gonna just not gonna cast a spell. Obviously, at this point, I'll just let them go on their way.
Okay.
They're dead. There's no reason to kill them again.
Okay.
How far away are they?
Probably about 60 feet now and retreating. Simon, do you want me to follow him?
No, stay right here.
Okay.
I'm actually going to start taking some cloth.
Spins around your head, flies around your head once and lands back on your shoulder. Just kind of waits there, looking kind of anxiously at what's going to happen. Glade, what did you say?
I'm going to take some cotton cloth out of my satchel, and I'm just going to start wadding it up, and I'm going to put it in my ears. Okay. Then I'm going to take like a headband and just put it around, just to sort of dampen sound a bit, just in case.
He says, Glade, the white crow nods to you. He goes.
I just smile at him and go.
Shrugs his shoulders. You start to hear noises coming from down below, coming up towards you.
We've just alerted everybody that we're here, so expect company.
Princess Calliope just kind of sighs a little bit. The crow just waits there at the ready.
As soon as everybody, who's going to, puts like stuff in their ears, I'll like pat him on the shoulder or butt, apparently, because that's up here for me to move forward. The crow
starts walking down. You hear a voice coming up from the bottom towards him. Glade, the voice says something in a language that you do not understand. Simon, you likewise do not understand this language. Actually, none of you understand the language per se.
Oh well.
The language, the voice comes up to you, echoing down the hallway. Kind of a basso, kind of a roar more than a language. You guys had to pick the crew with the shortest spectrum of languages there possibly was in here. That's all right. That's all good.
As we move forward, I want to make sure that I'm trying to like hug the wall in case I want to try and hide in shadows and sneak around. Okay. I know there's not like much play in the hallway right now, but if there is a chance moving forward when we encounter something, that's what I'll try and do.
Crow looks back at you and just kind of shrugs his shoulders at you. Glade goes in Hobgoblin. He says down the hallway. He goes, "Did you see that? What's going on down there?" The voice pauses for a moment. Says, "I was going to ask you the same thing. Get down here. Something's going on." He goes, I'll call Hellwater."
Ah, nice.
I suggest, Glade, that we move quickly.
Yeah, I'll slap him on the ass twice again and go off at a good gallop.
He nods. Starts walking down.
One
the
is
stairway.
walk, two is run.
As he's walking down the hallway, yeah, all of you are aware that this is obviously one of the alarms that they've used is this sound amplifying corridor, because it will alert sentries down at whatever is at the bottom of the area to their presence. How far are you guys going to go down the corridor?
Guys,
I
I
think we're going
have
as
a
fast as we
silence
can.
spell. We can quell this amplifying corridor. It's also really good to use against a spellcaster, and we know that Icar's a ogre mage.
That would be Blackthorn, but yeah.
Or Blackthorn. Okay.
Good save.
I would save it. I would save it for a spell.
Save it.
At this point,
They know we're here.
cat's already out of the bag. They know we're here.
Okay, so you continue as you reach the actual the bottom of the stairway. It turns immediately to your left. The map is now up on Twitch for those of you who are following us. You begin heading down the hallway. You're gonna follow these guys, the voices.
Yeah, I
Once
think
you-
we're going to try and hurry and exit.
Magnus, hit me with your marching order, please.
Crow, me, Huntress, Simon Maskra.
Okay,
Does that sound right, guys?
sounds good to me.
Sure.
Okay, where's Myrmidon at this point in time? Where you want to keep him?
He's in my hood.
Okay,
Hanging
that's
out
where
right
he
now.
tends to like to hang out.
Yeah.
So Myrmidon's hanging out in the hood. Okay, so your group is heading down the hallway. And as you continue down the hallway,
I love those maps.
oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. They get
I
better.
love the layers.
It's one of the things that I get that, fortunately, I'm pleased to say that I'm getting better and better at as we go with Casl Entertainment, is the mapping technology. So that was a big thing that some people identified to me that they thought that we could do a better job in, and I really worked hard on it, so thank you. Anyway, you reach an area where it's starting to open up. And Magnus, this is what Glade and the One-Eyed Crow see, and the rest of the party begins to see as you continue forward. Ahead of you, there is a room. It's a fairly large area. And let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. It's a fairly large area. Exit right to your left, all right? As you enter this area, in the middle of the room, there are two large metal stands, barricades, that are there. There's a 5-foot area wide between the two of them. There's arrow slits in these. At the rear of the room, there's a circular table. You see creatures at the circular table. There's 4 creatures at the circular table. There are... there's only 3 characters, at the circular table. And beneath the table, there's something kind of moving around restlessly. 2 of the characters, 2 of the people at the tables, as you approach, stand up and get behind the barriers. They have arrows, clearly. The other one is just hanging out in the middle, kind of looking, trying to see who you are, what you are. Glade, in the next round, as you go forward, they will be able to determine what you are, you assume. How do you guys want to approach?
So they're already behind
2
the
of them
barricades?
are. The other one is not.
Okay.
He's right in the middle. You got a clear shot at him right between the 2 5-foot partitions.
I can turn the ground beneath them into mud.
Are you going to do that?
I'm going to check with Glade.
Yeah. But I was thinking we should just charge them.
Okay.
You want me to web them? I can do that.
Well, they're behind
Well,
these
webbing them
barricades.
behind the barricades isn't going to help anything. That's why I was wondering about that. If we had fire or something that we could use to flush them out, I think...
Oh, yes, we have fire.
Listen
If you
to
could
how
throw
excited
fire
Oscar got.
behind those
Did
barricades,
somebody say fire?
I think we could use some fire.
Master, are you going to do something
we have
fiery?
any fire?
Are you going to do something fiery?
Oh, yes. Wall of fire. And I'm going to have the wall advance upon the barricades. and go through the barricades.
Well, a wall fire
Basically,
Wallfire is a stationary spell, so you got to tell me where you want to lay it.
oh, it is. Okay.
Put it right behind the barricades. To
Exactly.
force it
Just the other side of the barricade.
Yeah.
Basically trying to cut the group in half.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you get forward, one of them looks at the other one. He goes, he gets the it of intruder out of his voice when Maskra pulls out her stave. Maskra, behind the wall, this is what all of you see. As Maskra pulls out her stave and invokes the power of her goddess through the basalt stave, the entire back of the room explodes into this firestorm.
Yes.
You just hear you see these crackling tongues of fire, violet and crimson and orange, just explode up through the back of the room, dancing wildly. These creatures shriek out in pain as you hear whatever was underneath the table doesn't seem to say anything. It just seems like it's charred instantly. Let me do some damage roll, please.
Maskra mutters, burn like the desiccated flowers you are mere shadows of.
Ooh.
Man, she's got a mouth.
Man. All right. Okay. From their shadows, Simon, you are an educated man. And you've been around a bit. You can tell right away that these things are bugbears. As the huntress can tell as well, being a forest dweller and having seen these guys in action in the area, you can tell that these guys were bugbears as well, just by their silhouettes. The wall of fire explodes up and things start burning, and the consuming fire rips through the chamber in the back. Along the ceiling, the whole ceiling becomes covered in black smoke. You can smell the charred, burning flesh within the room right away.
Maskra's in her glory.
Yes, these two metal barriers are becoming white hot instantly. What are you going to do, group?
I don't think there's anything left over there. Should we just move through?
Simon, you can feel that Princess Calliope's kind of trying to hide in your hair a little bit from it.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Those guys did not even have a chance to stop, drop, and roll. They're just kind of leaning at these burned bodies up against the inside of the inside of the wall.
All right, well, let's move on before we catch fire.
I think it seems unlikely these mere guards have something that we need later on.
Not anymore.
We can always come back if we need to.
The one-eyed crow just kind of stares at the fire.
What you have to understand is my goddess is the goddess of fire, volcanoes, wrath, and anger. So Maskra is Mrs. Furious.
In shrewdness.
She just kind of, the one-eyed crow just kind of stares at the flames for a little while, kind of pensively, and then just turns away.
I slap him on the ass.
Right away, you're aware of what he's thinking. But yeah, he just your kind of contact kind of brings him out of his reverie. He nods a bit. He says, "I don't know where the dead things went, though."
Well, hopefully they were hidden in the back of the room. If not, we'll take care of them when we find them.
Hey, do you want One-Eyed Crow to scout ahead?
What about that invisible friend of yours, Simon?
Well, I can make One-Eyed Crow invisible, and he speaks the language here, so...
Were we planning to save that wall of fire for the Mrs. Manticore on the way out?
There's more where that came from.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
There's more where that came from. Okay, so your group is beginning to head down the hallway. Same marching order. Simon, did you say that you wanted to make the one-eyed crow invisible?
You guys there?
With the caller's permission.
Yes.
You guys there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, I had an internet hookup.
Oh, that's okay. You didn't even flinch over here, so no big deal.
Okay, good.
Glade, so you want to let Simon make him invisible?
Not yet. Let's save it and see how far we can get before there's real trouble.
The crow nods.
All right.
So he starts to walk down the hallway, and your party begins to advance down the hallway. And as you do,
I'm keeping my eyes and ears peeled. I took the thing off my head.
Oh, that's fine. You and Tim out there in the audience, There's a story about wolf nomads that we'll have to talk about a little bit later, and Miss Rose Estes. That's another story. But you'll as you go down the hallway, you see the crow get maybe about 20 feet down the hallway towards the middle of it, and as he goes, his spear starts to shudder a little bit. All of a sudden, he gets a little further, and it rips straight out of his hand and sticks to the wall. He looks over at you, Glade.
Well, that was unexpected.
What is this magic?
Magnetism.
What does that mean?
Well, in elementary terms, it means that anything metal is going to be attracted to the wall at the end of this hallway. So, hopefully not everybody's wearing metal armor, or this can get real sticky.
He looks over back at Maskra. Maskra's wearing full banded mail under her robes.
Oh, that's not going to be good.
So if I have leather scale.
Leather scale is fine. It's
Okay.
literally scale mail made out of leather. Pieces of leather.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hold up my hand and then want to disappear into the shadows. I'd like to creep forward stealthily and check the thing out to see if I can figure out a disarming mechanism.
Okay. Roll me a percentage dice, please, Glade.
I got a 38.
Okay, Glade. As you roll, as you're looking for a disarming mechanism, it occurs to you that it's got to be within the wall. Whatever is in here has got to be buried within the wall. It's got to consist of some kind of an on-off button, because otherwise nobody would be able to get in and out of here. But it does not seem obvious to you where that might be.
Can I think of a way to override it? Like, is there any disruption that could be done?
I could turn all that rock to mud.
Somebody has died and turned some rock to mud.
No?
You think, Glade, that might be a way to do it? And Simon, as he says that, spell matrices are really delicate things a lot of times. The disruption of a significant part of the wall may be enough to make it not function anymore. Of course, also looking around here, it also might be enough to cause a cave-in too. You're really not sure.
Yeah.
Well, also, we're talking about the dude with the most metal getting close enough to do it.
Yeah, that's also true as well.
Range is 60 feet, so I can do it from the end of
so
the
you can do
hallway.
that. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys say?
I'll sneak back and tell him. Do you guys think that that's the best option? I think I'm out.
I just
Out
want
of
least-
ideas.
my spear back.
It might be able to reveal the mechanism in such a way that you can disarm it the rest of the way.
Oh, that's a good point. Do it!
Okay, Maskra?
Transmute rock to mud, and I'm going to basically locate it along about the top 4 feet of this tunnel and have it almost scrape off the ceiling.
Okay. What you see is Maskra raise up the basalt staff, and the wall at the top of the hallway along one of the sides of the corridors begins to start to. It looks like it's starting to weep. The stone is starting to weep, but then you realize it's actually itself. It's melting from the top. It's starting to cascade down, and as it does, it's turning a brown color, rolling down. As it gets about maybe 4 feet down, the one-eyed crow's spear drops to the ground. Glade, make me another percentage dice, please.
That is a 45.
Within the wall,
35, sorry.
What you see within the wall is this strange, looks like a conduit that was behind the wall. There's a string connected through a couple pulleys that runs down the hallway. So wherever the trigger to this thing is, the reason why you couldn't disarm it is, number one, it was shielded behind the wall, but number two, the trigger is deeper here in farther down the hallway. It looks like whatever they did, they had a mechanism to turn it on and off from this side, not the other side.
Okay.
Which is weird to you because then how do people get in here?
What's the conduit made out of?
The
Can I
conduit was
sever it?
the conduit was just a hollowed piece of the stone.
Because Glade isn't an electrical engineer, right?
No, she is not an electrical engineer.
Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely going to try and cut it because I have no idea what would happen.
Glade
I'm
goes
not
over there
standing
with-
in water, right?
What's that?
I said I'm not standing in water, right?
You are not standing in water.
Okay.
Glade, yeah, you're standing in mud. Glade, you go ahead and you cut it, and nothing happens. Except you get the sensation, the one-eyed crow kind of looks back at you, because he's deeper into it than you are. He looks over at you and says, "My teeth stop, Bradley."
Does his spear fall?
Yeah, his spear's on the ground. Now he picks it up out of the mud.
Okay,
Kind of
all
wipes
right.
it off on his leather armor. "Thank you, because I feel strange without it in my hand."
I think we're all set. I whispered to the group.
Okay. You guys continue down the hallway then?
Yeah, just very sensitive to any pull that we might feel on our weapons or our metal armor.
Okay. Yeah, as you're going down the hallway,
What was in the conduit anyway?
the conduit was empty. It was just like I said, it was a hollow piece of stone, part of the stone. Nothing, nothing too unusual, and certainly nothing untoward. So the hallway goes ahead and it takes a bend down to the south. Then, are you going to continue to follow it, Glade?
Yeah.
Your party continues to follow the hallway, and what you see is there is a door from your perspective on the right-hand part of the corridor, and I just moved off the map, so you have to forgive me. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Okay. You see a door on the in the hallway. Just to the left side. A little bit of scouting around the corner reveals another door that is on the also on the same side of the wall. Glade, what will you do?
Are we out of the mud now?
You are out of the mud.
Can I ask the huntress to please look for any tracks of any recent strides that would look like the flame-eyed creatures that we saw back on the staircase?
Sure.
Huntress, roll me a percentage dice, please. Glade, as you get close to this door, there's something strange attached to the bottom of it. Please
Yeah, I was going to check it
31.
out.
Huntress, what you see is two sets of footprints that are consistent with the stride of people running at extreme speeds.
Mm-hmm.
They pass the door up, they go around the corner and disappear down the corridor.
Okay, I'll tell him that.
Okay,
And then said, moving fast, took the corridor down the hall.
Yeah. Glade, as you go down to the bottom of the door, what you see is, it's pretty strange actually. There is a dish, a metal like semicircle that's been attached, screwed into the bottom of the door, and there's chunks of meat in it. Fresh meat. Looks like venison to you.
Kettle.
In a specific pattern?
No, and the dish is not huge. It's only maybe about the size of a dog dish.
Eating bowl for the wolves.
Is it attached?
Princess Calliope nods at you. Goes, "That's what it looks like to me." But why would they have one here?
They keep the wolves inside until it's time for them to patrol.
Ah.
That's what I would think.
Could I check for mechanisms hooked up to it?
Yeah,
I want to
go
see if
ahead.
it's some sort of like
make me a
bait
percentage
trap.
die. And also, Huntress, I need you to make me a percentage die.
Okay.
24.
And of course, I drop it on the floor.
Oh, that's okay. Glade.
51 total.
Okay, here's what you see. Glade, beneath the dish, there is a piece of dowel rod that runs through the door, a hollow part of a drilled out part of the door. It looks like it floats back and forth. It could be pulled onto something. You suspect that this dowel rod is affected when weight leaves the dish. Huntress, what you notice is there's a peephole in this door. About eye level for a human. I don't hear you, Linda.
Sorry, I had it muted when I was coughing.
That's okay.
I'm going to lean forward and take a look, but keep my eye just slightly off center, so I'm not going to get poked by anything flying out of there.
Yeah, when you don't see anything looking out of the peephole. Glade, okay. You're down there at the bottom of the looking at this dish. Yeah, you're pretty sure that whatever is done here, kind of the dowel rod affects some kind of mechanism. Simon, I need you to make me a 20 now.
Got stuck in my dice tower.
Well, that's okay. We're having some rolling issues tonight.
19.
Okay, Simon, being that you figured out that this is a dog dish for the wolves, you're a pretty intelligent dude. You kind of worked out what's going on here. The things that were underneath the table in the other room were clearly wolves. What they probably do is they probably send the wolves who aren't wearing metal down the hallway to eat out of this dish when they want to disconnect the trap. They eat out of the dish, the dowel rod comes back up and it kills the trap. That's what you figure.
Masker says mud works too.
One-Eyed Crow works good. Do we do anything with this door? He says you want me to knock it down?
I advise the party as to what I've deducted. I suggest we keep pushing to where the prisoners are.
I'll check the door.
Is the door around the corner have the same device under it?
Moskor kind of looks around the corner. Moskor, you get about right to the last 10 feet of the hallway, right about where you're able to look around the door, and you hear a whimpering, kind of a whining sound. And you realize that there's 3 wolves at the bottom of the door that look like, and there's a much bigger wolf with them, and they look like they're kind of like trying to tunnel underneath the door with their paws. They're sniffing at something underneath there, and they look like they're trying to get in.
I'll grab the steak and throw it around the corner.
You grab the steak out of the bowl, come right around the corner, and you throw it. Are you going to throw it to them, over them?
Over them. About 10 feet past.
They look at you, and they look like they're about to start barking, but then the steak goes flying through the air, and they succumb to their better nature, and they turn around and they start eating out of the steak. It's not going to hold them very long. It's only like 2 handfuls of it.
Go.
Yeah, we go, and I'll just turn around and say, does anybody have any more? I only eat nuts and berries.
As your party begins down the hallway, you run past the where these wolves are, which is right where my cursor is on the screen on Twitch right now, between that door and another door. There's a way forward, and there was a way to the right. Which will you take?
So I'm pretty sure that the one we went by was a larder for feeding them, which is probably, and they were hungry, and it was feeding time. This one, I'm not so sure.
Okay.
A closer inspection of the door, does it reveal anything?
Both doors?
No, just the latest one.
The latest one, no, it doesn't. There doesn't seem to be anything strange to you about it at all.
Okay, so we don't hear anything.
No, nothing weird.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to check it out.
I suggest they know we're here. The quicker we get in, the quicker.
Okay, good. That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Huntress, as you continue down the hallway, you get to the intersection, right into the middle. The footprints that you saw take an abrupt right down the T-intersection hallway that is on the screen right now. And ahead of you, probably about, maybe at just about the edge of your vision, you see an open pit. They stop abruptly at the open pit.
Okay, I'm going to point that out to my party members and say, anybody good at jumping?
Princess Calliope says, I fly, I don't jump.
That'd be very ironic. The alarm set off their own trap. Do we need to go that way, or is maybe continuing the other way?
Do we hear anything or see anything across the way?
No, but from inside of the pit, you can hear this sound of something sloshing at the bottom of the pit.
Oh, lovely.
I could boil them.
God. Can you imagine the smell? Anyway.
I don't think that's necessary.
Oh, shucks.
Princess Calliope looks at you, Simon, kind of whispers in your ear. She's kind of scary, you know?
We established that last week.
She's scary, but good.
So anyway, Glade, the one-eyed crow looks at you, forward or to the pit.
Princess, can you take a look in the pit real quick?
She looks over at you, Simon.
Just give it a quick look-see and let me know what you see down there.
She pops out of existence into invisibility. Simon, you hear a flutter of wings for a moment. In about maybe 10 seconds, she lights back on your shoulder, pops back into existence. She goes, those two things that were on the hallway, the dead things, they're at the bottom of the pit. The pit seems like there's water at the bottom and they're struggling around in there.
They'll never get out. Perfect.
Good.
Yeah, let's avoid that and keep going forward, which is left on the screen.
Okay.
But Glade, you better check for traps as we go, not just at doors. Look what happened to them.
Good point.
Glade,
All right, I'll keep a closer eye on the floor and the walls.
I need you to roll me a percentage dice then, Glade, as you're going forward.
That is a 29.
Okay. Ahead of you, at the end of the hallway, there's a door. There does not seem to you like there's any traps of any kind. The one-eyed crow is in front of the door. He looks at it. He looks at you. Shrugs his shoulders like as if to say, how do you want me to proceed?
Which side of the hinge is on? Does it have a
hinges on the back side of it?
I say we kick our way through.
Okay. One-eyed crow kind of backs up for a second, kicks the door as hard as he can, and he kicks it wide open. You see the thing fly open, hits the wall. Inside of the room, what you see, and let me put it up on the screen a bit.
Nothing subtle about this group.
Oh, nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Was the door locked? Just ask.
No, it wasn't.
Is the door ever locked for Batman? No.
What you see as
It
you
doesn't
go
matter.
ahead is as follows. Let's try that again. All right, the door flies open. There's a 40 by 20 room on the other side of it. The walls of it are lined with all kinds of crates, wooden crates on the north and the south, 10 feet of it, piled high everywhere. Sitting on crates around a table in the middle of the room, you see 4 humanoid creatures about 8 foot tall.
Oh, shit.
They've got pointed ears, heavy dark fur everywhere. They look like they were in the middle of playing Knucklebones when the door flew open. They're all looking at you in mid-roll. There's a pot of coins in the middle. They all look totally surprised right now. Glade, I need everybody in the party to roll initiative for me, and you guys will have a surprise round. This time, this is mostly just for the purpose of establishing an initiative order.
Okay, help me with the initiative. I don't play Winnie.
Please roll a 6-sider for me, Huntress.
Okay. 1.
Okay.
6.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, okay. Simon?
5.
Okay, high dexterity between the 6s goes first. Glade, it's your move first. Then it will be Maskra's. Then it will be Simon's. Then it will be the Huntress's.
Actually, I'm going to use my special ability.
Okay, you want to go ahead and fire first?
Yep.
Make me a 20.
7.
Okay. The first flight goes through the air from the Huntress. Blasts over your shoulder, Glade. You see it hit one of the bugbears straight in the chest. Roll me a 6er, please.
A 1.
Okay. Hits him. It kind of breaks off of a piece of leather armor he's wearing, like a buckle or something. Magnus, it's your turn.
I say, that's our auntie. And then I'm going to leap onto the table and see if I can slash at one of them and carry my way over the table.
Slashing with your staff?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
I'm used to playing Telvis.
Roll me a 20, please.
All
It's
right.
okay. I like it when you get cinematic like that.
12.
Okay. Glade yells at. They are still kind of in shock more than anything. Glade jumps up out of the table, swings her staff. Roll me a 6-sider, please, Glade.
4.
The end of the staff connects hard with one of the bugbears at the side of the skull. You hear kind of a cracking noise. You're not really sure if it's the staff or if it's his skull. Masker, it's your turn.
Command spell, whoever looks like the biggest or baddest or leaderest.
Okay. It doesn't look really to you like any of them is any different than the other. But
then the nearest one.
okay, roll me excuse me, you don't have to roll anything. Okay. You start to speak the words of the command spell. Simon, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
All right, so there's 4 of them.
Yes, it is. One of them has been hit by the Huntress. The other one has been hit. One of them has been hit by Glade. Mascara is casting a spell at the third.
Is there any way I can get a spell off and try to affect 2 of them?
Depends on what it is.
Sleep, but that's a 3-inch diameter circle, so I'll probably take the entire room.
It would take the entire room.
All right, I'm just going to use my wand of magic missiles on the one that's been hit already.
Okay, make me 2d4, please. The one that's been hit by Glade or Huntress?
The one that's been hit by Glade.
Okay, go ahead.
4 damage total.
Okay.
Ones.
Did you add your +1?
Yeah, I rolled 2 ones.
Okay. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, Simon, the bolts of blinding white light explode out of the tip of the wand, curl through the air. The bugbear manages to get his arm up and it explodes off of his forearm. You hear him roar out in pain. Huntress, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do... I can still do 2 shots, right?
Yes, you can do 2 shots. I just need targets.
I'm going to go to the same one I shot before.
Okay, please roll me 2 20s.
Oh, an 18 and a 19.
Oh, that's a little better than the first time. Why don't you roll me 2 6s?
A 1 and a 3.
Okay. The first one hits him across the side of the cheek. Blood starts to come gushing out of it. The other one takes the entire ear off of the side of his side. Hear him just scream out in pain, grab the side of his head. The one-eyed crow comes flying into the room, finally, because I rolled a 1 for my initiative, and with his spear, and he's going to attack the one that Glade has been attacking. Glade, you see, that was a hit for 7 natural. The one-eyed crow comes over, and instead of lancing with it, he comes over his head with a 2-hand shot right to the chest. Hits the thing in the chest. You hear the sternum break. You see the spear just penetrate in about 7 inches through the body. He just roars out in agony. He's the chair he's on shatters underneath his weight. He hits the ground. The one-eyed crow's trying to actually pin him to the ground actually with it. That is that is the end of the surprise round. Glade, it's your turn. You're on top of the table.
All right. I will. So there's. Okay, so that one's probably dead, right?
He's quickly on his way. You got 3 left. One of them is unhurt. The Huntress has hurt the other ones. Masquerade's spell is going to come off this round, and then it'll be Simon's.
All right, I'm just going to dive off the table out of the way and see if I can kind of sneakily get behind the one that's not injured.
Roll me a percentage dice, please.
Just amidst the chaos. That is a 0-6, a 6.
Glade, you feel pretty good about it. You kind of drop almost underneath the table, kind of grab onto the edge of it and swing underneath the table to get around on this.
Right on.
You feel pretty good about what you've done. Maskra, what is the word you're going to use when your command spell comes off?
Surrender.
Okay. You'll surrender to the one of the bugbears. The bugbear looks over at you and drops to his knees and just almost like in a fetal position. He starts growling something in this language, guttural language you don't understand. Simon, it's your turn.
I'm going to magic missile the one that the Huntress has hit.
Okay.
A little better this time, 8 damage.
Okay. Huntress, you're following this with your eyes because you've been firing at him. You see Simon, his wand explode out. One of them hits underneath the underarm of it, and you hear the ribs just break as it explodes in this burst of energy. The other one hits him right in the eye socket. Half of his face seems like it explodes off of there. He drops like a cut marionette to the ground. The third one is still there. And he... Wow. He's turning around and starting to run towards the door on the far end of the room.
Huntress!
First, the one-eyed crow. The one-eyed crow, the guy is trying to grab his spear. He just puts his weight down on the back of it and just grits his teeth, and all you see is blood spatter across the side of his face all of a sudden as he pins him to the ground. Glade, you being in your position that you're in right now are kind of in the way of this guy. You're going to get a shot at him as he goes. The Huntress will get a shot at him as he goes. If you fail to kill him, he will probably escape the room, though. Both of you. So, Glade, you have the first shot. He's running to the door. He's reaching out for it. What are you going to do? Actually, I take that back. Glade, Huntress will get a chance to fire first this round because of her special ability. Please make me a 20.
Okay. Nat 20.
Oh. Okay.
Good time.
As soon as the master says, Huntress! You see Huntress just kind of, her hand moves almost so quick to the quiver, you don't even see the flight, even on the string for a second. All you see is this shot as it hits the back of his head, and part of the front of his face just kind of distends out sickeningly, Glade. He kind of starts to fall forward. What are you going to do?
So I'm just going to continue through with what I was going to do because it happened so fast. I was actually going to try and take my staff, put it between his legs, and then come up with a twist to try and drop him to his face on the ground to keep him from getting through the door.
Greg and I would call that, being hockey players, the old corkscrew. Roll me a 20.
A cup check.
Exactly.
I got a 14.
Okay, you put it down there, kind of put your weight on there. As he starts to fall forward, because of the way you kind of tie his legs up, he doesn't quite make the door. He just falls flat on his face, and you hear the something break in his nose, his nasal area, as he hits the stone. Now, bugbears have pretty flat faces as it begins with, so this was pretty bad, the way he hit him.
Nice.
Because you were hidden in shadows, you got your backstab ability with that. So.
Sweet.
So he's laying there on the ground. You're not sure if he's alive or he's dead. He's just kind of laying there, just kind of twitching more than anything. The whole room is quiet.
Oh, I disarmed the one who surrendered.
Yeah, he's still there on the ground, just has his hand over his head, just isn't moving.
Yep.
Glade, are you going to finish this person off?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Glade goes ahead and coup de grace the one that's face first on the ground. The room is quiet. The ante from the table is scattered all over the room. The knuckle bones are everywhere. There's a spilled mug of some kind of dark liquid in the corner now. A platter of like half-rotten meat is laying in the corner of the room. All is still, all is quiet within the room. But there is one bugbear left alive. And he's laying there kind of in a fetal position in front of Maskra right now. Well, he's kind of in awe of her, of the might of her deity that he's called down upon. She's called down upon him.
Can anyone speak this one's language?
I can. What do you want to know?
I want to know a layout of this place. What can we expect in the corridors and rooms, and where are Icar and Blackthorn?
He looks down. He starts whispering in his ear. The guy just sits there. He shakes. He's just sitting there shaking. Won't say anything. He looks up at you, Maskra. I don't know what you did to him, but you did it good. Simon.
Maskra will first she'll try and comment. You have to listen to him. Talk to him. That is my order. And if that doesn't work, I'll pantomime that.
He kind of looks up at you, looks at the rest of your party, just kind of slits his eyes and spits on the ground.
All right, I'm using my ESP.
Okay. Maskra, what you get out of this is that the command, by giving him other commands, you've broken the first one. He's still surrendered because he knows he's going to die otherwise. Mm-hmm. But
and
he's not.
Disarmed.
But he's really not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Simon, what are you going to do? What's that?
That's charm person on him.
Okay. Simon just kind of hangs over him. You see him reach in the pouch and begin to pull out the material components.
I'm going to use One-Eyed Crow as a translator.
Okay.
If that's possible. I don't speak to the bugbear, unfortunately.
Princess Calliope takes off your shoulder, spins around Huntress's head twice, whispers in your ear, I love it when he casts this spell. Kind of lands back, kind of lands over on One-Eyed Crow's shoulder, watches down at him. You cast Charm Person at him. The bugbear kind of pauses for a moment and looks up at you and says something in this guttural, horrible language. He says, One-Eyed Crow looks over at you, Simon, and goes, he says, why are you letting him do this to me?
I'm sure we can reach an accord should you direct us to where the prisoners are being kept.
He looks up at him. Farafuf! He looks at you. Farafuf, my fa! He's pointing at Simon. He says you're his friend. He says he doesn't see why you have to fight.
We don't have to fight. We would like you to take us to where the prisoners are being kept. And we'd like to do so discreetly.
Well, Yosta. Nirfya Biskach, Binach. He looks over at you. He says we'll never make it through the torture chamber.
Oh,
He says that there's a torture chamber between here and there. There's many people in there. He says there's many guards. He says we'll never make it. He's telling me that he wants you to know as his friend that you should turn around and leave. So you don't die.
Tell him I appreciate that, but
There's no word for appreciate in Bugbear. What do you want me to do?
that is not an option. We must go. We must go.
There's a word for that. Misgachend. You go ressa. He nods. He stands up. He's towering over you, Simon, because he's about 8 foot tall, looks down at you, puts his hand on your shoulder, says, Wusjachenia. Bishlafa. 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 He says he wants you to be in the back with him so at least he can guard you.
Sounds good to me. Carlos, charm person work on bugbears?
It does work on bugbears.
Give some examples, but does it list bugbears? But I don't know if that's an exclusive list.
No, it's not an exclusive list. Bugbears fall into the humanoid category with some people. They fall into giant category with others. They fall into humanoid category with me. So,
is the only way to get there through the torture chamber?
He looks over at him. He nods. Well, he says there's 2 ways. You have to go through the torture chamber, but there's 2 ways to get there. One is through a secret door and one is through a normal door.
I think the secret door is the way to go, Glade.
Yes. Do you think he can show it to us?
Maybe we can surprise them and put an end to their hideous tortures of these prisoners at the same time.
Absolutely.
Bisha. He starts to, he points at the door, steps over his friend, shakes his head, looks down at the Glade, kind of makes a face, looks over at the Huntress, makes a face, looks over at you, Simon, he goes, he wants to know why you travel with these killers. People that kill his friends.
We're part of a group. We're here to rescue the people that your masters have been holding prisoner.
He says, Visha. Looks back at you. He says, I told him that you are all part of the same tribe. There's no word really for group for Bugbear. He says, he understands that. He says sometimes he does not agree with the people in his tribe either. He thinks that it is a fool's errand to try and rescue these prisoners, but he's willing to take us there anyway. He says maybe that the bosses will let you join the group.
Right.
See if you can direct him to take us through the secret door.
I thank him, tell him, I don't know if there's a bugbear word for thank you, but I indicate to One-Eye Crow to thank him for his assistance, and if he could lead us to the secret passage to take us to the torture room, that would be the best way to proceed.
He nods. He begins to lead you down towards this door right here, in front of this door. He goes, Manachve Bishefa. He looks over at you, Glade, and Simon says, he says it's behind here. Hey, what's going on, Nightheart? He goes, it says it's behind here, but the priestess is here too. He says, might be better to go right through normal door.
I look over at Mascara.
Priestess.
You want to know more?
Yeah, tell us about the priestess, please.
Vishla Bakurkula Mifla Bifla He looks over at you. He says the priestess is a priestess of darkness. She is insane.
Well, I suppose the undead have to come from somewhere. Should we put her to rest so that they don't keep being made?
They all
Indeed.
kind of look at you. He puts his hand on Simon's shoulder and looks over at you, Glade and Huntress and Maskra, and goes, Vaskanalava. He says, One-Eyed Crow looks at you all and says, he says that he's not going to let his friend go into that room.
All right.
He says that's not happening.
Respectfully, Glade, I would humbly submit to you that we are not here on a dungeon crawl. We're here on a search and rescue mission. Therefore, all of our efforts should be made to getting to the prisoners and getting them out as quickly as possible, encountering as least resistance as possible. If we were here to cleanse this place, then I would be fully behind attacking every evil priestess and opening up every door and clearing out every room. But we're here on a surgical strike. We need to get in and get these people out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Glade, we're here on a search and rescue mission, not on a dungeon crawl. You hear Princess Calliope say. She kind of sits on his shoulder and puts her arms across her chest.
May I add that once we free the prisoners and get out, I can take this entire complex down.
Oh, well, in that case.
There you go. Deus Ex Machina. Just undermine the entire foundation and create a volcano underneath it for all I care.
I like that idea.
That's because Simon came up with it. You see Princess Calliope fold her arms over her chest.
Okay, princess.
She smiles.
So, I'll just slap Crow on the butt
He
as
nods.
the signal to go
He
forward.
goes, I feel like a mule.
But he looks like Groot.
Yeah.
But
You
but
get him.
you're a
You get to the
badass
door.
mule.
You get to the door, and the bugbear points at the door. He goes, Vasha. Right there. Right there, he says. Crow says.
So, Simon, how does this whole thing work? When does this wear off?
Well, that's going to depend upon his intellect level.
Doesn't it always?
Yes. He might get another...
Yep, the smart ones are always the ones that prosper. You hear Mrs. Calliope say.
Until they don't.
He might get another attempt at resisting the magic, I don't know, a couple weeks from now, perhaps.
So he really will be protecting you in this room?
I certainly hope so.
I hope so, too.
I can't
The
force
crow
him to-
says, why don't we make him go in first then? Talk to his buddies, make him distract them or something, and we can go in there and at least we have a chance.
Ask him if he'd be willing to do that.
Okay. I told him go in the room and walk to the other side of the room and jump up and down. They everybody turn around and we go in and what do you think?
I think that's absolutely brilliant. The smart ones always prosper. Let's do this.
I know somebody that just was saying the same thing. The door opens.
I give her a big wink.
She kind of just grins back. Big grin on her face. She goes, I do like that little one. She's about maybe, by the way, the size of your palm of your hand, but she calls you a little one.
Right. We red-haired druids
quick
have to
rebuild.
stick with our fae.
You see the bugbear open the door. He just opens up big enough for him to walk in, walks in the room. You hear for a second, as soon as he opens the door, the sound of screaming and crying, and you smell burning skin in there. Whatever is in there must be horrid. He walks in, starts and disappears into the room.
All right, we're gonna probably wait like about 5 seconds for him to carry it out and then head in.
1, 2, 3, 4. One-eyed crow opens the door.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. One-eyed crow opens the door. This is what you see inside the room. And there is a lot to see inside this room. So you'll probably be seeing me blow up this map quite a bit.
Blow it up like a volcano goddess.
Let's not go.
I thought you'd never
crazy.
ask. No.
Let's not get crazy here.
We might have prisoners here.
As you begin to go in through the room, you see a room in which there are many alcoves. And I'm moving it right out of the middle of the screen right now for you. See a room in which there are many alcoves. The room is of such substantial size that you cannot see all of its dimensions with conventional or infravisual sight. It's that big. Inside of all these alcoves, you see different prisoners seated, tied down, and there are bugbears standing there working at them. Or at least they were working at them. As you walk in the room, what you see is at the very back of the room, where I'm going to move, because you can see it because of my, you can see it because of the motion that's involved in it, and you're going to see me move the fog of war in that direction, so that you can see it a little bit better. There we go. At the very back of the room, in that little alcove area there, you see this bugbear standing there, jumping up and down like an idiot. Everybody in the room, all these other bugbears, and there are several of them in there, okay? And when you walk in the room, you see a total of 5 bugbears in the room. But worst of all, in the middle of the room, standing right there with his back turned to you, there is a massive hunchbacked creature with a leather hood over his head. He kind of bent over halfway. He's got this gruesome-looking serrated dagger in his hand. And at his side, there's a snarling wolf about twice as tall as Glade is. Huntress, right away you recognize it's a warg. It's not a wolf. This room is full of people, full of activity. The scenes that you see around the room are almost too horrific to be believed. There's somebody that's pouring hot water onto somebody, to the point where their skin was peeling off. There's somebody driving a nail through just driving it through their flesh. It's piteous watching all these people. It makes your skin crawl. There's even a small child in one of the things that's just sitting there, just kind of huddled to herself, just shaking. What will you do when you're in the room? All of you guys have seen this. Nobody has seen you right away. Huntress, you are well aware of the fact that warg will know you're there real fast.
I'm going to use my ability and take the first shot at the warg.
Okay, first shot
See
goes
if
to
I
the
can
warg.
knock him down.
Please roll me a 20.
9.
Huntress, you go ahead and you shoot your shot at the warg. You hit the side of the warg. It kind of just is a glancing blow. You think you might have cut it, but not done too much damage. I need all the rest of everybody here now to roll me an initiative. 6-sider, please. 4 for you, Magnus. What'd you get, Greg?
So I was going to ask you, do we have a surprise round?
You do have a surprise round.
Ooh. 6.
Okay, Maskra?
2.
Huntress?
5.
Okay. Huntress goes first because of her superior initiative bonus. Beats Simon. Hold on. One-eyed crow has to roll. He's not going to beat you, but god damn, that's the second one I've rolled. Okay, go ahead, Huntress. Your turn.
Okay, 2 shots?
Yep, 2 shots.
Okay. An 8 and a 17.
Okay. The other shot hits the warg as well. Doesn't seem like it does doesn't do much of anything. Now roll me a 6-sider.
4.
The other one, however, does hit the warg. Hits it kind of up the spinal area right in the middle of the back. The thing howls out in this miserable pain. Simon, your turn.
I'm going to cast Sleep at the largest concentration of bugbears. I don't know how many hit dice they have, but there's no saving throw. So,
Okay.
Page 68 of the Player's Handbook. If
Yes,
you need
sir.
it.
Yeah, I play mages a lot, so I'm pretty familiar. So
You
you go
probably
ahead.
have it memorized. I don't.
Yeah, I haven't memorized that one. that's such a bread and butter one for me. So
Yeah.
you go ahead. You're going to lob it at the highest concentration of bugbears, where you can catch 3 of the 5 of them. You catch 3 of the 5 of them. You watch all of them just slump to the ground unconscious, but maybe even better, mercifully, the captives that are there in the corners of them also fall asleep.
That's right.
You watch them all just kind of slump over in their chairs unconscious. Now it would be Huntress. Oh, no, that was Huntress. Glade, your turn.
Okay, so the big one with the hood wasn't affected?
No, the big one with the hood was not affected by it.
Okay, I'm going straight for that one. I want to see if I can get a sneak attack in and try and knock it down a few steps.
Roll me a 20, please.
I got a 18.
You are aware of the fact, Glade, as you run over there, that the weight in your hood and everything is such that Myrmidon is no longer in your hood. You're not sure quite where he is. You run over there and you strike with your staff, I imagine?
Yes.
You strike this thing in the middle of the back. Huntress, you're experienced enough with the woods and this area, and so is Simon. You know what this thing is right away. It's an ogre.
Oh, great.
Magnus, Glade hits him in the back with the staff, right across the side of the kidneys, and you see the thing kind of buckle on the side as the force of the impact just kind of takes a little bit of the wind out of his sails. Oh, this sound of this whimpering for a second. Some of the air comes rushing out of his body. Maskra, your turn.
Let's see if that cloak burns like a Holocaust cloak. And she casts Burning Hands on the ogre.
Oh, okay. Steps forward, puts the fingers together, or excuse me, leans the staff forward. Make me your D6, please. Or no, excuse me, that's by level. I take that back. Okay, you go ahead and you fire the sheet of crackling flame at him. Roars forth. The ogre kind of starts to cover his face, but because the warg is right there next to him, that is enough. The spread is enough to catch the warg as well. The warg kind of starts to walk backwards really quickly, clearly afraid of the fire. The one-eyed crow shouts out a battle cry and throws his spear, following the burning hands and the huntress's fire, and hits the ogre. 5 points. Hits him in the shoulder, a spear sticking out of his shoulder. He shrieks out in pain as he grabs the haft of it. Meanwhile, on the other side of the room, the bugbear stops jumping up and down and pulls out his sword.
Awesome.
He looks over at Simon and goes, Bagana! Okay.
Was that for the horde?
Who even knows what that might have possibly meant? Simon, it is your turn right now. What will you do?
All right.
Take that back. Huntress first.
Okay, there you go.
I always forget the bow specialist ability. Go ahead.
Okay, 2 shots again?
Oh, you get one first before anything else happens.
1 shot, got it. 18.
Who are you going to hit?
I'm going for the ogre.
Okay. 6-sider, please.
6.
Your shot as you lean forward into the bow. You guys see he's got this leather hood that covers his face is made of human flesh. This thing rips right through one of the eye sockets of it and sticks out through it at the end of it. He howls out in pain, grabbing the other side, and lets go of the spear. Simon, your turn. Hey, thanks, Hydraxos. Love you, baby.
So we have the ogre still up and the warg is still up, right?
Yeah, ogre's still up. Warg is still up, and you've got 2 bugbears still up.
Now we need to drop one of these big guys. All right. I'm going to put 2 magic missiles into the ogre.
Okay. 2 foresighters, please.
With my wand, of course. 6 points of damage.
Okay. Simon fires his wand at them. The balls of light come streaking through the ground, or through the air. One of them hits him in the chest. The other one hits him in the side of the face. It knocks his hood kind of off, and you see this horrible scarring down the side of his face as it does that. He looks like he's on his last legs. He's got jelly legs. He's falling backwards a little bit. The warg, its fur is on fire slightly. Glade, your turn.
Yeah, I was hoping
Oh,
you'd say
no,
that.
I take that back. Huntress has her 2 shots now. She is just a fusillade of arrows. She's like the elvish arrow machine. Go ahead.
I'm double 4s.
Okay.
Finish him off.
Both on the ogre?
Yes.
One hits the
and-
chest, a glancing blow off the chest. The other one hits the haft of the one-eyed crow's spear. Doesn't quite hit him. Glade, your turn.
Where is the nearest implement of torture to the ogre?
There is a brand that is in a pile of hot coals in the alcove closest to you, which is in the middle of the room. And I will hover my mouse over it here in a moment.
Awesome.
Right here,
And how close is that to the ogre?
10 feet away.
Would there be any way that I could hockey shot this again? Basically run over to that brazier, take my staff, and just try and hit it with enough force to lift it up into the ogre?
There is plenty of a chance that could happen. There's also
That's
a
what I
chance
wanna
it
try
could
and
hit
do.
one of those pillars, though, and do nothing.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Go for it. Make me a 20.
All right. That is a 16.
Okay. Glade, you hit the brazier. The hot coals go skittering through the air. Mosker, it's like a symphony to your eyes through the middle of the air. It starts hitting the ogre left, right. He starts to screech out in pain and fall back. He's screaming something in ogreish to the other bugbears in the room. Mosker, your turn.
Okay. Am I to assume that the crucible of pitch that I carry with me, I can just set down on the ground,
Yep.
swirl my staff in, and launch
You
a
sure
flaming
can.
ball? Okay.
That's exactly
So-
how it should work.
So this stone crucible that she's been carrying over one shoulder, she sets on the ground, flips open the lid, jams her staff into it, and then
This foul-smelling sulfurous smoke is rolling out of it. Go ahead, Steve. Make me a 20.
3.
Okay. This flaming ball of pitch goes flying over the ogre's head, smacks the other side of the wall. You hear some of the prisoners on the other side of the room starting to cheer for you. Come on, get him! Get him, guys! Get us out of here! The one-eyed crow runs over towards that area, forsaking the ogre, and he's going towards the other bugbears. He doesn't have a weapon in his hand. He just runs over with his fist and punches one of them in the face.
Nice.
Hits him in the side of the face, and it kind of buckles its knees a little bit. Oh, actually, you hear a crack noise. A jaw breaks. Clearly jaw broken. Thing's whole side of its face is just kind of sagging there, blood pouring out of its nose and the corner of its mouth. It looks down at him and just snarls angrily when he hits him. He's significantly shorter than it. He just kind of sees him puff out his chest and says, "Come on!" Meanwhile, your bugbear comes running from the back of the room, Simon, towards you, towards the ogre, and tries to stab him in the middle of the back with his sword.
Nice.
He hits him in the middle of the back, kind of a glancing blow off of some buckles, doesn't do anything. Now it's their turn. The ogre turns around, and he is coming after... He's coming after the Huntress. The Huntress has peppered him way too many times.
Oh, boy.
He roars out, puts both hands over his head, and tries to smash her with both hands. His dagger is laying on the ground, discarded. That is a hit. And Huntress, you feel this thing hit you, and it feels like a timber from the forest was felled and just crushes on you. Take 15.
Okay.
Both hands hit the Huntress on her back. You see her drop down to one knee. Arrows go skittering out of her quiver. It looks like just a rock slide just fell. An avalanche came down on top of her from the side. Glade, in the meantime, the warg turns at you, snarls, and lunges for your throat. Okay, Glade, the thing lunges towards your throat, and all of a sudden, you see as it puts its paw down to make the last jump, it slips out as it steps on Myrmidon and falls onto its side, kind of skitters onto the ground.
Nice.
Natural 1. Hits the ground. Myrmidon just kind of looks like, what happened? Just
Nice.
rolls into a ball in the middle of the room.
Nice.
One of the other bugbears comes. I rolled a 1. I can't believe it.
It's like a giant ball bearing.
The other bugbear comes running at the one-eyed crow. Actually, all 3 of them are going to come at him because he's on that side of the room. 2 hits. One of them takes a sword and hits him on the side of the shoulder, kind of spins him around. Another one takes another sword, comes straight down over the shoulder, hits him. You see blood just explode out from his shoulder. A bone cracks. Blood is just rolling down his chest, down his armor. The ogre roars something at instructions at one of the other bugbears. It starts running towards the back corner of the room, hidden in shadows at this point. The back corner of the room, what I'm referring to, is where my cursor is hanging right now on the screen.
That's where the ogre's going?
It's where he roared to the other bugbear to run to.
Oh.
The final of the bugbears. And that is where he's heading towards. In the meantime, it is now your team's turn. Simon, please tell me what your move is going to be.
All right, so we'll have the ogre and the warg up, right?
Yep, ogre and warg and 2 bugbears.
All right, well, we got to drop the ogre. 2 magic missiles at the ogre.
Okay.
And 7 damage.
Okay. One of them flies, hits him in the face, right over where the Huntress is. Huntress, you can see his shadow is hanging over you. The head kind of pulls back as this brilliance explodes out of him. He staggers back again when another bolt of brilliance hits him. He has got to be teetering on death's door, you figure. It's your turn right now, Huntress.
Okay, I'm going to draw my hand axe and just whirl around with everything I've got and try to slice his throat.
Okay, go ahead and make me a 20.
Fail me now. 7.
But you're close enough, and you are in that range right now. You see Simon as he kind of falls back. The Huntress turns around with her axe. She swings, and you're pretty sure she missed him until he falls backwards onto the ground. Throat, just blood everywhere. I'm not going to even make you roll damage because he only had 1 hit point of damage left. He just kind of folds back over himself and falls on the ground. And the wolf, the warg, barely avoids getting crushed by his body. Glade, your turn.
Okay.
The warg is there, 2 bugbears.
Yeah, so one of the bugbears is running towards the back of the room?
Yep. He's a good 30, or actually now he's a good 40 feet away from you. Staff sling range, though.
Yeah, with one of the magic bullets.
Okay.
So I'll start heading that way and just...
Okay. Make me a 20, please.
Do you have ice?
16.
Okay. Make me a foresighter, please.
3.
Okay. As you go ahead and fire your staff sling, the magic in the bullet, you hear it whistle through the air, makes this solid impact with the side of his face, kind of whirls him around once, kind of drops him to his knee a bit. He's not quite at the door. He's looking at you like, I gotta hurry. Looks like you might have broken something in his jaw and his facial area. It's hard to tell. Masquerade, your turn.
I will follow that with another staff sling.
Okay.
Hot bullet.
Twin staff sling.
Twin staff
16.
slings. What'd you roll?
16.
Okay, make me a d6, please.
4.
His bullet goes flying through the air. This ball of pitch goes roaring through the air. It hits the bugbear square in the chest. After Glade stiffened him up, all of a sudden he's immolated. Fire everywhere. He's starting to run around in the room on fire. The prisoners are cheering out loud now. Burn! That's right, burn, you son of a bitch! You're screaming at him. Good shot! Good shot! Good shot! On the other side of the room, the other bugbears are with the one-eyed crow. The one-eyed crow is hurt pretty bad right now. Mm-hmm. He is he just hauls back and he punches the bugbear again in the face that he hit the first time. Again, he hits him, kind of knocks him back into the recess in the wall, the alcove a little bit. And you see the prisoner trying to trip him underneath with his foot, trying to kick his foot out underneath him, but can't quite reach him. It's their turn at this point. And the bugbear... The two bugbears both leech out at the one-eyed crow. One of them hits him in the side of the neck. And the other one, you see, Huntress, as you're looking at the back of this, because you're kind of behind him in the whole fight, you see the point of a sword run right through his back. And you see him kind of fold over the sword.
Nice.
Just blood start to pour out of his mouth. Simon, you can see from the side of it. Your friend, the bugbear, meanwhile, runs over towards the one that's on fire, hits him with his sword, and almost decapitates him. He just hits him on the ground. He's laying there in the middle of the ground on fire. He looks over at the door and looks at you, Simon, and goes, Vaskangath! Okay.
I wait for the translation.
Well, the one-eyed crow is not going to translate much anything right now.
Was that the crow that got impaled?
The crow is the one that got run through.
Okay.
So
at my first opportunity, I'll run over to the crow.
Okay, so first of all, it's Simon's turn. Oh no, it's Huntress's turn this time. Go ahead.
How far am I from the warg?
Probably a good 15 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna whirl and try to shoot that one.
Okay. Drop your hand axe. Come back with a bow. Go ahead and roll me a 20.
Cannot roll for anything tonight. 4.
Okay, that's a miss. Hits the wall behind it. Glade, or Simon, your turn.
All right, so there's the warg guy.
The warg and two bugbears.
He's not in melee with anybody, the warg.
No, the warg was trying to go after Glade, slipped and fell and stunned itself for a round.
Okay, I'm going to throw some darts at it.
Okay.
Since it's not anybody in hand-to-hand.
3d20, please.
So I get 3 shots, so...
Right.
18, a 7, and a 17.
I think something that people tend to forget about D&D is that combat darts are not like darts that you throw at the bar. These are like jarts, okay? Like lawn darts.
Oh my god, I can't believe you brought that up.
Okay.
The metal ones, though, not the plastic.
Not the plastic ones. Oh no, these are serious business.
Yeah.
So Simon takes one of these things over. He's hurling them overhand at this thing.
The children's foot backyard impalers.
Oh,
I have a set in my garage.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Where do you live again?
Please don't practice, kids out there on Twitch, and blame me later. Okay, Simon, roll me 2d4 for damage.
Okay.
That's a real lawn game.
Medium-sized?
Medium size.
Okay, 2d4. 2 of them hit. I do 5 points of damage total.
Okay. One of them hits one of the bugbears in the chest area, and the other one hits him square between the eyes, and you see him fall backwards on the ground dead. One bugbear left, and the warg. That would be Glade's turn. Actually, I take that back. It's Myrmidon's turn, but he's skittering behind one of the prisoners' chairs right now.
Okay, sounds good. How far away from One Eye am I?
probably a good 30 feet at this point.
Could I make it to him and do a cure?
Possibly. It's hard to tell. You're thinking probably not. You think he may be gone.
Oh, okay. I'll load up another +1 staff sling and try and hit that remaining bugbear.
Okay. Yes, that's exactly why jarts are deadly. Okay. Roll me a 20, Glade.
16.
Okay, and a 4, please.
2.
Okay. You fire your staff sling at at the other bugbear. You hear that metal or the cast bullet hiss through the air, hits him in the side of the head, kind of looks dazed for a moment. Huntress, your turn twice. Who are you going to go for? You have a warg, and you have the you have the warg and 1 bugbear left.
I'm going to go for the bugbear this time.
Okay, turn around.
I got a nat 20 and a 1.
Okay. The nat 20 is all you needed anyway. You see the Huntress pull back her arrow, goes right through the eye socket, out the other side of the head. Thing just drops dead to the ground.
Nice.
Masquerade, your turn.
Is there anyone else engaging with the crow anymore, or is the
No, they're
crow
both
left on
dead.
the ground?
They're both dead, and you're pretty sure he is too.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to ignite that ward with a burning missile of pitch.
Okay, roll me a 20, please.
16.
Okay, 6er, please.
6.
The war gets hit and starts to bolt towards the Huntress, and you think that it's going to attack her for a second, but it goes right past her out the door you guys came.
Is it still on fire?
It is on fire. It's had enough. It's had enough. Its master's dead. Everybody's dead in the ground. It failed morale. It's out of here. You hear it just, its pads running down the hallway into the darkness. The room is relatively quiet except for the licking of flames on the ground, the sound of the dead and the dying moaning, the torture just kind of laying around. What will you do?
I see if the crow is merely unconscious or fully dead.
You walk over there. You kind of turn his head a little bit. He's dead.
Okay. I'm going to pray over him.
Okay, you start to pray over him. Simon looks. The bugbear looks over at you, nods over at the body, goes Vafrasa.
I'm going to try to round up as many the prisoners as possible and have them congregate in one area.
Okay.
And instruct and ask them to wait until we return.
Okay.
Because it's not safe to exit on their own yet.
This is what you see in the room as you start to round up people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There is a total of 6 people that you find in this room. All right. You're beginning to free them. Most of them cannot walk, move. This is a really woebegone group. They have seen some horrible things and endured some horrible trials. There's a tall human male among them. There's a relatively young elvish woman who's the human male is all skin and bones. He looks like they've starved him for a lengthy period of time. The woman, the elvish maiden, is her hair is like wet and stringy. When you walked in, one of the bugbears was repeatedly holding her head down underwater in this bucket. There's a dwarf that's in there. Next to him is a tray full of his teeth that have been pulled out by a pair of pliers. Right away, though, Maskra, in one of the corners of the room, there is a priestess that's in there, and she is wearing the holy symbol of Jorani. You see. Let me continue on.
I'm very intrigued, but I don't want to finish what
Let me go on a little bit further. The other alcove, there's a dead body in it. one of the prisoners is actually dead, and there's flies all around him. He's in the process of rot, and not too far from where you are, where the brazier was glade, is it's a young halfling girl.
Do I recognize her?
No.
Okay.
Do I recognize any of the prisoners, Carlos?
None of them. No. None of them.
This doesn't make any sense.
Princess Calliope is actually just kind of hugging your earlobe, Simon. She's just looking at these people and just is shocked at the scene in front of her.
Doesn't make any sense. These are supposed to be flesh traders. What's the value in torturing and maiming prisoners if you're planning to sell them? What value are you going to obtain for them? The
man that looks like he's starved looks you in the eyes with these eyes that kind of almost gaze right through you. And he says, "We're the ones that wouldn't give up. We wouldn't tell them where the others were. We wouldn't give them any information, and they got mad." He laughs a little humorlessly. He says, look at us all. Masker, your eyes are following on this priestess of Jormy. You see that her fingers and her hands have been broken so badly in so many places that they almost resemble claws more than human hands at this point. It's clear to you why they did it. They were trying to maim her so she couldn't cast spells anymore. But she just kind of is just laying there in kind of this long, faraway look at you guys. The halfling girl is just crying her eyes out, wailing uncontrollably. The elvish maiden is just kind of smiling at you like she's really tired. The dwarven mercenary is unconscious. He still hasn't come out of the sleep spell.
I'll go over to the halfling girl and give her a hug and just kind of hold her until she calms.
Well, you go ahead and you take her out of the bonds, and she jumps into your arms. She's hugging you. She's just shaking like a leaf. And she says, all she says is, can you get, I want my daddy. I want my daddy. She just kind of holds you and just crying into your chest.
I don't even say anything. I just hold her for a while.
The human male looks at you. I know I shouldn't even ask, but who are you? Who are you guys? Why are you traveling with a bugbear? He looks over at the guy that's standing behind Simon. Kind of his shadow is over top of him.
The bringers of fire.
We're the rescue team.
I see. Well, bringers of fire, can you bring me something to cut these ropes with? And maybe a sandwich. I like roast beef. He grins from ear to ear. You hear the elven maiden.
In your shape, only half at a time.
You hear the elven maiden kind of laugh from over there. She goes, "That's what got you here. In the first place, jokes." He laughs a bit and says, "I wouldn't stop making fun of them." He laughs again. They don't like it too much when you make fun of them. Look, I don't know where you're planning going if you're getting the rest of the slaves, but this room is a hub for secret doors. I see them come in and out of the walls like they just appear from time to time. I can't really help you. They might be trapped, they might not be, but just get us out of here and I'll do anything. I don't have any money I can give you or anything. I didn't have anything before they took me from the docks in Highport, but I can do whatever you want.
Knowledge about this place is worth more than money. What else can you tell us?
He nods. The leaders of this place, there's a huge, huge ogre. There's tattoos everywhere. His name's Blackthorn, but I think he can change shape. Because sometimes when I see him, he looks like a monk, a really tall, gaunt monk. The guy he's with is a warrior. He wears black lacquered armor. He's blind, but he can see anyway. He looks right through you. Call him Icar. And all the guards, they seem like they worship him. I think he's the trainer or something. But, listen, if you're going to rescue anybody here, they took another little girl a day or two ago through that corner over there where that guy's on fire. He nods at the bugbear. Listen, what they've done to us, I can't imagine what they're going to do to a little girl. You can't let them do it. But there's plenty of them back there. I just don't know how many. I don't know what the layout is. I haven't been back there. I just know they come out here and they ask us questions. There's an alchemist of some kind. There's lots of guards. There's the guy that raises wargs back there. I don't know. He shrugs his shoulders. Listen, the priestess of Jorami says back there, if you can heal my hands and give me a weapon. She looks over at Maskra. You know my wrath burns bright.
Indeed. And I do have a means of fixing your hands. And I say, dear one, hold out your hands.
She puts out her hands. Some of her fingers are turned at angles that are just impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Just some of them sideways. It looks so ridiculously sickening to you. It's hard to imagine that some creature is capable of doing this to another one.
So I have no more cure light wounds, but I have a potion of healing.
Okay. How much are you going to give her? A potion in first edition, to clarify for everyone in the room that is not a first edition player, usually has 8 doses. How much of it will you give her?
I will give... first, I'm going to anoint her hands with just enough to make my finger wet.
Okay.
And I anoint her hands, and then I give her 3 doses.
She looks down at it. You go ahead and you give her 3 doses. Roll me 3d8, please. She starts drinking of it like it's life's blood.
6, 3, and 1.
Okay. You, Simon, Glade, Huntress, you can watch the fingers of the hands just cracking back into place, turning and bending, snapping back into place. And she just winces every time, like in short spurts of agony, but she just almost bites her lip through, but seems to grit her teeth through it until finally her fingers are straightened again. She looks at you, Masker, and says... She looks at your holy symbol, recognizes that she is your junior in rank, and says, High Priestess, you have my thanks. I have no spells memorized, but if you give me a weapon, I will fight.
What is your weapon of choice, young one?
Whatever you give me. She shakes her head.
I'll hand her a mace.
She takes the mace in her hand. She kind of just wriggles her fingers on the handle of it like she can't even believe that they work again. The elf looks at you, Huntress, and comes over to you, the elvish woman, and she says, listen, I don't have anything really to give you but these. She reaches down and she kicks off her shoes. She says, I don't know how they missed them. She goes, hands you the boots. Right away you recognize what they are. They're elvish boots. Right away you can tell. I don't know how they didn't notice them, but please keep them.
I'm just going to nod at her.
Are there any... is there any armor? Is there any bits of bugbear armor that we could possibly put on? What is the name of this young acolyte?
The acolyte's name is Mirara.
Mirana, if you can't cast spells but you're willing to fight with us, we need to try to figure out how we can protect you.
Simon, the bugbear looks over at you, goes, Afagaha, looks over in the corner of the room. Kind of looks back at you.
I look at the corner. What's in there?
As he directs your attention to there, you think you can hear something behind the corner of the room move. Like
I'll
behind
head
the
over
wall.
there, and I'll get ready. I'll get ready for something to come through a secret door.
Okay.
Blade, we still have some sleeping bugbears. I'm not sure what you want to do with them.
Kill them
The
quickly.
human male says, "Oh, I can think of a few things I want to do with them. You let me handle them." He
Make
grins.
it quick.
Check out the ogre's serrated dagger.
Okay, in the room, as you do that, as you're doing that, I'm going to reveal what you see as you get closer to the corner of the room. There was a secret door over in the corner of the room. The other secret door was open when you walked in. That's why you didn't. I didn't bother hiding it. So you're all standing in the room. That secret door behind it is where you're hearing this noise from. There's one item I would like to cover before we go any further. What will you do with the one-eyed crow's goods? On his person, he had his spear, which is sticking in the ogre as we speak. At his hip, he has a potion, 2 potions actually, and he wears a ring on his finger. What will you do with his?
I'll take a potion. Are they healing potions?
It's hard to tell. You never mentioned what they were. They're not labeled. One of them is a green fizzing effervescent one, and the other one is kind of a pinkish, kind of a slimy looking liquid inside of there.
Are those both different than what Mosker used on the
Yeah,
priestess?
they're both clearly different.
Okay,
And,
well, I'll ignore them. Can druids use spears?
Druids can use spears.
Can I try it out?
Pull that thing out of the orc, kind of whirl it around a little bit. When you put your hands on it, it feels good in your hands. It feels
All
really
right.
good in your hands. Like it was, like maybe this is a good thing you using it. Because it seemed like he kind of took a shine to you. More
Yeah,
than
I will
anything.
honor him.
So, yeah, he's laying there. His skin, it's just like tree bark that's split in the side of it. Like looks like it has been hit by lightning. Okay.
I do a little final prayer of commitment of
Okay.
the one-eyed crow and
As
put
does
him in a posture of a
Mira.
warrior.
Mira follows suit with you and helps you in this.
Did he have an eye patch? I can't remember.
The one-eyed crow? No,
Yeah.
his eye had just been gouged out.
Okay.
I need to know what the disposition of the ring and the 2 potions are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll slip the ring off his finger, take a look at it, and I'll pocket it for now.
Okay, you do that.
And, maybe someday I'll find someone to give it to.
Okay.
Well, if he wore it, it must have been an asset.
Or it could have been cursed and he couldn't have taken it off.
Mm-hmm. Until he died.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just look at you and say, I shall not wear it until I find out.
Elvish Maiden looks at you and the guy and the starved man. What do you want us all to do?
Hold up here till we return.
I think we should have them hide in one of these secret chambers.
Yes.
Why don't we all pile in this one here in the not the one at the south of the room right now, and we'll all just hide out in here and see what happens.
Gather the implements of your torture and use them against your foes if they find you.
I like the sound of that.
There's plenty of bugbear weapons, isn't there?
The little girl does not seem to want to let go of you, Glade.
Oh, that's okay.
The little halfling girl does not want to.
I don't even need to let her go yet.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'd like to. I'm sorry. I'd like to search the ogre for any keys, any other information, and look at the. I'd like to look at that serrated dagger and possibly give it to the lean man who.
The serrated dagger is really wicked and it looks terrible. But you also notice in the corner of the room, like in the alcove where the guy was jumping up and down, it seems like he had a little bit more gear over there. And when you go over there, you see leather armor that wasn't donned and a giant 2-handed sword.
Carlos, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, on the 2-handed sword or on the leather armor?
Is it an area of effect?
It is an area of effect. I just want to make sure that's where you want to do it.
I want to, in that area, but also I want
What you see is this. Simon, you go ahead and cast that spell. Your eyes see sights that the rest of the conventional world cannot. Twinkling stardust rises up out of the ring as you gaze your eyes on it. It looks like it's an abjuration of some kind. The enchantment is an abjuration. You look at the armor, it does nothing. You look at the sword, and it's glowing pretty strongly with like a kind of a blackish kind of a glow, like necromantic magic, you think. Also, you're just in the range of it. So, behind the secret door, you have the sensation that there is something profoundly magical back there.
That's the far one that's not open yet?
Yep.
And then there's what we did hear some noise behind one of these south doors.
Yep.
What
I'm
about
going to use my ESP to sense the surface thoughts of whatever might be making that noise.
You get nothing.
Okay.
what about the serrated dagger? Did that?
Nothing. No, the straight dagger got nothing at all. It's just really well made.
Is it okay? All right.
I'd like to leave it with the guy who.
Yeah, the guy takes it in his hand. It's like a short sword in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at it and he kind of turns it around a couple times. All right. Yeah, I can use this. Everybody else starts piling in there, for the exception of the halfling little girl who does not want to let Glade go.
I'll set her down on her feet because I've been walking around with her attached to me.
Right.
And
she's a barnacle.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'll just kind of kneel with her, and then I'll whisper in her ear with one last big hug, and I'll say, "You need to let me go so I can go find your dad."
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that druids are charisma monsters. She kind of just looks at you with these wide blue cornflower blue eyes. Looks at you. You'll be back though, right?
Of course I will.
Okay.
And you need to stay very quiet and very safe until I am with your dad.
Don't let the bad guys get you.
Oh no, they'll be sorry if I get them.
The skinny man laughs. He goes, "They'll end up like that one." He nods over at the burning body in the middle of the ground.
If they're lucky.
They all start piling into the secret door. You see her eyes just kind of stay on you until they finally close the door behind themselves.
I give her a very big smile and a wink.
Simon, the bugbear, looks down at you after that's done and goes, nods.
I nod. Did they take care of the sleeping bugbears, the prisoners?
Yeah, the prisoners handled them in the way that you would expect the prisoners to handle them.
Excellent.
All right. I had messaged you. I wanted to ask the skinny guy privately if he'd seen my parents or Resta.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I missed that. Yes. He looks at you and he says, I don't know who you're talking about. And then when you describe her a little bit to him,
Also describe my parents. I don't know if they're here.
Yeah, you know what? There's somebody that I bet you that's her. Yeah, they brought somebody through here not long ago that looked just like that. What you're talking about? Yeah, she was wearing robes with like I don't know, like star patterns on them. Yeah, I remember her.
Talking about Resta.
Carlos, I forgot the name of this acolyte.
Yeah. Oh, that was Mira.
Mira.
Yeah.
Okay. Mira and I are going to just wander through the wreckage of this battlefield and see if we can piece together just a breastplate or a shield that one of the
it's easy enough to get the one-eyed
have.
Crows. It's easy enough to get his armor off of him. It's not magical, but
it's better than armor class 10.
Yeah. Okay, so she puts it on. It's got a huge hole in the side of it, but that's all right. It's ill-fitting, but she ends up putting it on as best as she can. Simon, were you in the middle of saying something?
No, I thought her name was Marana, but I say Mira.
No, it's Mira. Mirana.
Okay.
Yeah, I shortened it to Mira from Mirana because I thought everyone would stumble over it.
All right.
So anyway,
I think we should check behind the secret door where there's detecting magic.
Yeah.
I direct the party.
Okay.
I sense.
The party is standing in front of the secret door. What will you do?
Let's open it.
Okay, who's the one
I'm
that's going to
gonna-
open it? Now the one-eyed crow is no longer there.
I will check it for traps real quick first, and
Please
then
roll
I'll
me
just open it.
percentage die.
That is a 54.
You do not see traps on it. It is locked, however.
No. Lovely.
What's the mechanism like? Can I unlock it?
Yes, it looks like a conventional mechanism.
Okay. Another percentage?
Yep.
Okay, that is a 49.
Okay. Slide the key in there. Clicks over your skeleton key, pick it, and you hear this little pop. So you open up the mechanism.
Okay. I'll stand back into the side, kind of motion people to stand out of the way, and then I'll open it.
Who's going to open it? Okay, you're going to open it. All
Yep.
right. As you open the door, this is what you see. I'm going to give you this other secret door because it's open right now as we speak. You open the door, and there is a 20 by 20 room in there. Instantly, Simon, you are struck by a very familiar set of alchemical apparati and reagents that are in the middle of processing. There is a long table on the north side of the room on which there are beakers and glassworks and things. There are you can see there's a chair that was kind of put at it. It looks like an alchemist's workbench. On the other side of the room, there looks like what seems to be a safe to you. It looks very hard, heavy, made out of iron. But more than that, standing in the middle of the room, right in the middle of the door, there is a creature that looks like maybe a 7-foot tall humanoid. It's all made of patchwork pieces of skin that had been knit together and sewn together all across itself to make itself this kind of quilt of flesh across its body. It stares down at the open area with dead eyes, kind of just drooling out of the corner of its mouth. It smells heavy of sulfur and chemicals all over it. It looks down straight through the door, and its eyes immediately fall over to Simon. It just stares at him.
Oh boy. Looks like a flesh golem, right?
It looks exactly like a flesh golem to you. But somehow, at the same time, you feel like you can tell it's not. You can tell it's not a flesh golem, even though it looks like one. It doesn't ring true to you. The flesh golems you've seen, they don't smell like this. They're not treated chemically like this.
Do I see any control mechanism anywhere, like a golem rod or?
No, it just sits there and stares at you. It's not moving at all.
If you can command it.
I was thinking that. What command should I give him?
See if you recognize any of the parts.
The bugbear kind of, as soon as he sees him, he starts to back away from it. He recognizes it clearly and is backing away.
I tell the golem to back up.
Simon, in your pocket, something pulses 3 times with a little bit of warmth spreading through your hip. And the thing takes a few steps back into the room.
My pocket?
Yeah.
What do I have in my pocket?
You look down, it's the pouch with the gold coin that you found in the first level of the dungeon.
Oh. I take a closer look at the gold coin.
On one side, it's imprinted with the letter X, in gold. That side of the coin is gold, and the other side of the coin is silver, and it has a face on it, and the face is that of this creature.
Okay. Well, I think we've got another
It just stares down.
Another meat shield.
another fighter for the party. I was going to say that a little differently, but okay, another fighter for the party.
It's more of a skin shield than a meat shield.
Okay, what are you guys going to do?
Tell the golem, follow. I command the golem to follow me.
Should we take a look in the room first to
The
see if there's
golem
anything
walks
interesting?
straight.
Really?
Oh, no, you didn't. You got jarts.
Oh no, he didn't.
That's
The golem
awesome.
walks right past Simon and then turns around and stands right behind him.
All right.
Dude, you got so many
The
friends.
bugbear looks over at you like, looks over, points at it.
I point to it. I point to the golem, and I point back to myself as like it looks like I'm commanding it.
He nods a few times. In the meantime, you're all standing there in front of this room with the bubbling reagents there. Simon, right away you can tell that, hey, what's up, Hydroxus? Good to see you. Good to see you, Wily Hobbit. You right away can tell, looking at these reagents, that there was somebody in this room not long ago using this. They were right in the middle of the process when you walked in.
Can I tell what they were doing or what they were making?
You're looking at the table. You're gonna walk all the way in.
I will.
Okay, you walk in the
Yeah,
room.
I'll take a look around too while he's in there for anything else. Also, I was thinking, Greg, you could take a look at those 2 potions that Crow was carrying, and maybe there's something in here that you could use to react with it to see if you can figure out what they are.
Okay.
If that's possible, if I have any training in alchemy, I'll try to discern what the 2 potions are, plus whatever was being created here.
Okay, Simon, you're looking at the notes on the desk, and you're looking at the apparati. The area smells terribly of all these different reagents. However, are you is everybody examining the room with Simon at this point?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I am not. I'm commiserating with Mira.
Okay, you're outside.
I want to make sure she's in the right frame of mind, and I'm gonna give myself a dose of healing
Okay. Roll me a
because
d8.
I'm still injured from yesterday.
Yeah, roll me a d8.
5.
Okay, you have 6 points left, or 6 points back. As you guys are looking at this, I need everybody to roll me a 20-sider, please.
19.
Okay.
7.
6.
Okay.
8.
Okay. Masker, you're not susceptible to this. Okay, you're all sitting there in the room, just kind of looking at the table. Simon, you're pretty sure that what he is doing is he's trying to make, and you're not saying this out loud because of who is with you. Princess Calliope is obsessed with potions of growth for obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons.
Yes. And you're pretty sure that what he was trying to do is distill a potion of growth in here. You found 4 different vials of potions that look like they're finished. One of them, you're pretty sure, is a potion of growth. That it's at the end of the apparatus and it's dripping into it right now. It's about half full. You all are looking at this when the room suddenly explodes in fire.
Just like to point out, I cannot be surprised based on my familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, 5, 6, 2, 3, 13. I need the Huntress and I need Simon to take 7, and I need Magnus to take 14, please. Damage. The room explodes into a firestorm. You hear Simon in front of you. As you're aware, just something in the back of your head, just the hairs raise up on the back of your head, you kind of turn around, Something from the ceiling, hanging on the ceiling, invisibly. You see this gout of flame roll in the room. Some of the potions explode on the burners. The whole room is engulfed in a firestorm suddenly. I need everybody in the room to make me initiative now.
How much damage do I take, Carlos?
7.
7 points, okay.
Mascara has
Mascara wasn't in the room.
endured heat. Oh,
Mascara
okay.
wasn't in the room. She didn't have to worry
And
about it.
and Mira was with me.
Yes, Mira was with you. The bugbear, however, did have to worry about it.
I need a quick bio.
Okay.
I got a 2.
Okay. Magnus got a 2. What did you get, Simon?
6.
What did you get, Huntress?
5.
Mascara.
3.
Huntress will go first in the round, and because she's got an arrow knock, she will be able to fire all 3 times before anybody can move at all. So, Huntress, what will you do this round? Are you going to fire just blindly at the area where the flame came from?
Yes.
Okay, please roll me 3 20s.
7, a 4, and a 2.
Okay, you see the thing, you see your arrows, all you see are rolling around your fire, just everywhere. It's everybody's caught in it. You're going to continue to take damage in this room. It's just an inferno. Your arrows just disappear into the flames towards the ceiling where you think where it came from. Simon, your turn.
I'm getting out of the room.
Back or forward?
Forward.
Okay. Simon runs through the room ahead. Glade would be next, so I'm going to skip her for right now, and I will move with the bugbear. The bugbear follows Simon.
I'm also telling the golem to come with me.
The golem starts to lumber through the room as you yell that. Starts to just lumber through the fire. Does not look like it's all that affected by the flames.
Nice.
Mascara outside the room, what will you do? You guys, you and Mira heard the sound. You heard the yelling from inside the room of pain.
Right.
Looking over, what are you going to do? The room is an inferno now.
I'm going to wait to see if it changes at all.
Okay.
I mean, if it's going to be like that for hours, or is it going to die down?
Mira looks at you, like to try and follow your lead, and just hold your place when you're not doing anything. Your first guess, being that you're a fire expert, pretty much, is that the reagents and the chemicals in this room will keep this blaze burning for a good long time. And that is assuming that whatever brought it to bear in the room in the first place won't do it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I'm not fireproof. I have endure heat, which just gives me a jump on fire.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I do have a potion of fire resistance, but that's probably only enough for 1. I don't expect that I'll be able to share it with
That is also
Mira.
correct.
Yeah. I'm going to ask Mira to stay here and
She
help
holds her
guard
position.
help guard the other slaves, or the other former slaves. And I will down fire resistance and go through the room and join the party.
As you get ready to leave, Mira looks at you, just gives you a quick nod. She goes, "Bring the wrath of the shrew with you, High Priestess," and nods. You start to... Mascara downs the potion, starts to run through the blaze. The blaze is crackling and licking all around you. You see the Huntress fire your arrows at the ceiling. Looks like you see the silhouette of the golem walking ahead. You don't see Simon or the bugbear anywhere. Glade, what will you do? You're in the middle of the room right now. If you can hear me right now. Were you using a headset?
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, he is. Okay. I'll wait for a second. Glade, it's your turn right now.
Okay.
Mascara just entered the room from behind using a potion of fire resistance. The Huntress shot at the roof where the blaze came from. Nothing happened. Simon ran through the room. You're in the middle of this firestorm right now. You will continue to take damage for every round you're in here. What are you going to do?
Oh, okay, so it's like a continuous jet.
Oh, well, no, it looks like it's just burning that brightly and powerfully and hotly.
I'll just look around. Where's the closest area I can go to get out of it?
following Simon is an option, or back out through the secret doors.
I will in an
I'll
instant
bustle them
decide to
forward.
follow Simon.
Okay, you follow Simon ahead. Simon, you're running ahead, and you hear something on the ceiling skittering along, and then it just kind of, the sound is gone.
Did I see anything?
No, you saw nothing at all. That is the most distressing thing. You are right now on Twitch. We've got the map, as you guys can see. You are in a hallway heading forward. Just standing there.
All right, I'm gonna ask Princess Calliope if she can see anything.
She's trying to put one of her wings out as you say that to her. She looks up at the ceiling, looks around. I don't think she can, but we're gonna find out. No, she cannot. She looks up and she goes, "No, I don't see it." The bugbear's she put out his fur on fire. Glade, what are you going to do? You are you're in this hallway. Whatever breathed this gout of flame into the room is still
Fairy
here.
fire.
You're pretty sure.
Do I have to have something specific to target with fairy fire, or can I do an area?
No, you have to have something specific to target with it.
Can I do it based on sound?
You can take a guess.
Could I prepare it and listen really closely for the skittering?
Yeah,
and
you
as soon
could.
as I heard the skittering, aim it right there?
You could, but whatever it's going to do before you get it off. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I
Huntress,
take a chug of my potion in the meantime?
what are you going to drink?
It just says potion. Is that healing?
Yes.
I'm 14 down, so I would take 2 swigs, I guess.
Okay, give me 2d8, please.
Because I got my ass lit on fire.
Won't be the last time.
11
Okay.
total.
You go ahead, you swig down your potion, give yourself 11 back. You feel a vitality rushing back into yourself. Huntress, what are you going to do? You're still in the room? Are you going to follow them out, running after them?
I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was coughing. I'm going to do a diving roll to get the hell out of that room
Okay.
because I'm not taking any more damage.
Diving roll, get out of the room. Cloak still a little bit on fire. Your whole choking from the smoke in there. Just a horrible sensation. You've been in a forest fire before, and it just reminded you too much just like that. Maskra, you're right behind them. Are you just going to follow them into the area?
Yes, but she walks out rather proudly,
Just kind of,
grand exit.
yeah, the flames just kind of part as Maskra comes walking out with the basalt stave unaffected by the fray. You're in this hallway. Nothing is really seems like it's happening for a moment. Everything is quiet.
Looking at, where's the flesh golem now?
It's right in the middle of the hallway, just standing there like a big barrier, right behind Simon.
Mm-hmm.
And then something in the ceiling glows brilliantly white, and 2 brilliant balls of light come flying out from the ceiling.
Will-o-wisp?
No? You recognize it right away. Magic missile.
Oh, crap.
And
We're fighting a familiar. This is somebody's familiar.
both of them strike Princess Calliope.
Oh, shit.
Princess Calliope, one of them hits her right in the chest. You see one of the wings blow off of her back.
Oh, man.
The other one hits her in the side of the head, and there's this crushing explosion. Simon, you feel as if your soul is split right down the middle. Take 6 points of damage, and actually, I take that back. Take 7 points of damage and lose an effective level. Simon, you just feel as if you're rent in half in the middle of the room. Okay. Whatever is on the ceiling, you know where it is. Huntress, you get to move first.
I'm going to now take 2 shots. Or match shots.
Yeah, you can roll.
9 and a 1.
Miss. Hit the ceiling, hits the ceiling. Glade, you can fire where you think that thing is now. Are you going to do it?
You're muted.
Strange. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So Glade reaches up and casts her fairy fire at the ceiling. This limbic glow of foxfire green flame surrounds the shape of a human that's hung to the ceiling by one hand and is holding a wand out. Moskra, it's your turn. Simon, you can't do anything this round. You're screwed up. The bugbear, however, the bugbear jumps over top of Simon and is kind of shielding him with his body. Moskra, what are you doing?
Okay, hold person.
Okay, make me excuse me, never mind. Okay, you begin hold person. The wand glows brilliantly again. This time he goes after Moskra.
So the whole person didn't work? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Whole person did not work.
Okay.
Made my save. 6 points of damage. These balls of pure force strike you in the chest, knocking you back towards the fire.
How far away is this thing from the party?
Probably only about maybe 15 feet from you. Huntress, your turn.
2 more shots.
Go ahead, roll me 2 20s.
9 and a 7.
Oh my gosh. Miss. Okay. Simon, your senses are clearing up right now. You feel so hollow inside. You feel like every bit of joy is just sucked out of you. It's just hopeless. The world seems so much less magical now. Everything seems so much more mundane. What are you going to do?
I can see this creature.
It's lit up in this limbic glow of green fire.
Do I recognize what it is?
It's a human. You're sure it's the alchemist.
Ugh, how did we miss that? All right, I'm going to magic missile him right back.
Okay, you reach up your wand. Make me a 2d4.
And I also tell the golem to smash him.
Okay.
7 points of damage.
As soon as you hit him with the first one, it hits him right in the chest, and you see the ceiling just spatter with red. His body falls up from the ceiling and lands on the ground. He was using, by the way, just for the party's clarity, he used, as soon as he heard the fighting outside, he applied Dust of Disappearance, which is like improved invisibility. You can fight and still not be seen. He then imbibed a potion of fiery breath, used spider climbing, went up on the ceiling, fired at you, blew up the room, and then did what he did. That's how that fight just went. And he only had 2 hit points, too. Isn't that funny? Okay, so, yeah, he was just a commoner. So, you're all sitting in the room now. The room is quiet. All you can hear is the licking flames from below. This body that's still glowing in fairy fire laying there on the ground.
Has he got anything good still on him?
Yeah.
You see the wand laying there. You see one potion that is laying there.
Hey, is your familiar body laying there?
The body, Simon. You looked at it, Princess Calliope, and she's just kind of looking up blankly in the air. You can see her body is turned at just these horrible angles. She was tiny, but she was such a beautiful, fragile thing like a butterfly. And
Is she alive?
no. She's dead. An alchemist would know to target the familiar first. Smart enough. He wanted to kill Simon because he saw him looking over the notes.
Certainly shot where it would hurt the most.
Yes. Her body is just laying there, this tiny little... It's just so mundane looking now. I mean, all the magic that she represented and everything is just gone.
I gingerly pick her up and kind of fold, her arms and her wings kind of over her, respectfully.
Right.
And then I kind of place her very carefully into my overlarge hood.
Mm-hmm.
I have a place for her.
I hand her back gingerly.
The bugbear kind of looks down at you, and Simon goes, he points at her.
Yeah. I put her back in the bag of holding where she has all her stuff. To, at some point, return her. If Laura's correct, fey creatures reincarnate. So I'm thinking,
Yep. Maybe it's all their life.
Bring her back to. I can't get to the celestial heavens where she says she's from, but
right.
Somewhere.
Simon, I will help you send her on her way.
I appreciate that.
He is a druid. So you're all standing there in the hallway. The hallway yawns forward, the licking flames behind you.
I'm not sure what you mean by lose one effective level. Am I losing spells that are memorized?
Yes, you are. You're losing spells that are memorized.
Okay, well.
So what we'll do is you were previously
5th level.
5th level. You have gone down to 4th level now. That means that, you're fortunate in a way because the spell you would have lost was something you've already cast, Lightning Bolt.
I only have 2 spells left. They're both 2nd level.
Right, and they would be, let me see for just a moment. You actually did not lose any spells from this. Not memorized, but you won't be able to memorize your full capacity until you're either restored or something happens.
Okay. Understood.
So, yeah.
I'm also, I lost 7 hit points. I assume that means the hit points suffered as a result of the trauma.
Yeah, and your permanent hit points have gone down. Your permanent hit points have gone down by 7 now.
All right. I'm pretty beat up still. I don't know if there's any healing left in the party. I don't want to drain it from anybody else, but
You have a potion in your backpack?
I do not have any potions.
I have a potion in mine. I will go over and give him 2 doses of it.
Okay. You go ahead, Huntress, and give Simon some. Roll me 2d8. Huntress, please.
8 and a 6.
Ooh, nice. So that is 15, 16. Yeah, that's 16 hit points. Nice.
That'll put me back up to my new maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will drink 2 of my own.
Okay, 2d8, please. Plus 2.
3 and an 8.
Okay, so that is 13 for you back.
Okay.
Agnes, when you got 11 points of damage, I don't think you got the +1 to each dose.
You're right, I did not.
Okay, so give yourself back 2 more then as well. I didn't know if you added them or not. I didn't know if you were...
Nope, I did not.
Okay, so go ahead.
Sorry, I'm a noob.
No,
Every little
totally,
bit helps.
it's totally fine. It's totally fine. This is not the edition you're used to. I totally understand.
Right.
So, okay, your group is standing there in the hallway. The hallway feels very empty right now.
I'm going to grab the other wand that he was using.
You do. You grab it. You feel it feels very familiar. It's different than yours. The handle is different. The stone is the same. The composition is the same. You heard the whispered word that he used to bring it to life, to stoke it to life, was Zadnif, was the magic word he was using. So you know the command word as well.
I don't know how many charges it has.
Yeah, that you can't tell.
Okay. Well, I know it's a wand of magic missiles. I know that the hard way.
Yes, you do. And
Very
you know that
hard.
4 of them have been cast. So anyway, your party will continue down the hallway, I assume?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Your party continues down the hallway.
Should we have the the golem go first?
Yeah, what's the marching order at this point in time? Good
I
idea.
send the golem first.
Okay.
And then I'll be behind.
The golem
like about 5
lumbers
feet.
down the hallway.
Quick question before we go any further. Abjuration, what is that in 1E?
Abjuration is a defensive style spell.
Okay.
Yeah, usually it's some kind of a protective spell.
Okay, as we walk, I'm going to pull the ring out of my pouch and finger it for a little bit.
Okay.
And then slip it on my finger.
Okay. You don't feel any different. You're not really sure what happened, but you'll feel any different. Ahead of you at the end of the hallway is a door. The golem is standing in front of the door, impassively.
I try my ESP to see if there's any circus
idea.
thoughts of any creatures on the other side of the door.
Okay. You're starting to kind of, your mind is penetrating through the doorway. Your sensations are. There is something beyond the doorway there. It's elusive. It's like catching a goldfish. It's there for a second, but then it's out of your range, it seems like. What will you do?
I'm going to check the door for
Okay, maybe a
traps
percentage
and
die, please.
Bach. Uh, 36.
Okay. You look at the door, you kind of feel a little bit. This door, you're pretty sure it's untrapped. It feels untrapped to you.
Do I hear anything beyond it if I put my ear up to it?
No, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Open it.
Yeah,
I can have the golem open it if you want.
sure. I'll step back.
Okay, Golem opens the door.
Oh, open door.
Golem reaches down, turns pulls the latch on it, opens up the door. Beyond it, by the way, the reason why this secret door is lit up right now is because I had the alchemist. The first thing he did was went down there. It would have been revealed to you by his disturbing it, though, unfortunately. So, you see a 20 by 20 room in there. In the middle of the room, there's a large central table in there, okay? It's ringed by 5 chairs. The chairs and the table are on top of a large area rug. It's actually a pretty nicely designed area rug. There's several empty tankards, plates, dining utensils. They're laying scattered across the table. It looks like there's a dartboard on the wall. Not a jartboard, but a dartboard on the wall. The dartboard on the wall has the picture of a familiar figure on it. It looks like it is. It's the face of somebody that's kind of. You have to think about it for a second. Then you realize it's the Despotrix of Hardby, the ruler of Hardby. They've got marred by darts sitting in there. Looks like it's a common area. Huntress, looking at the floor, you're able to determine that this area is used quite a bit. There's a lot of traffic, foot traffic that comes through here.
I blog that to the rest of the party.
Okay. So what will you do?
I'm going to see if I can determine which direction they're going, the masses are going, not just like single ones.
Yeah, they all leave through the door that is in the back. It seems like more often than not, the foot traffic that comes into this room from the secret door is usually only one set of steps.
Mm-hmm.
The foot traffic that leaves this room, however, or enters it from the other side, is usually en masse.
I'm going to look at Glade for guidance. I don't know which way he wants to go.
Glade?
I'll check the door.
Okay, the door is unlocked. It does not seem like it's trapped to you.
I'm going to listen through it, see if I hear anything.
You hear the sound of footsteps retreating away to your right. And remember, you're facing the door, so that would be to the west side of the map. It's retreating, and then you hear a door open and close.
Can I check the wall along there?
Yeah. feel the wall. Roll me a
Yep.
percentage die.
42.
You feel nothing as far as a secret door or anything.
Okay.
Okay.
I grunt a bit. Nothing. I say we continue forward.
Okay. Glade, who's gonna open the door?
Oh, open door.
Golem opens the door. Kind of lumbers forth. And as he opens the door, what you see is a hallway ahead of you. A hallway that extends to the left and to the right. As it extends to the left, it then bends southward. Right ahead of you, staggered, are two doors. There's a door to the right of you, and then the hallway continues out of sight to the right into the darkness. Something that is striking you right now is that there are no lights in here whatsoever. You're thinking that they must be relying on their infravision or whatever to guide them. And since this Icar character seems to be able to see in the dark anyway, it's probably a feature to them.
I'll go quietly and stealthily into the hallway.
Okay.
Kind of get a better look.
Percentage die for me, Glade.
52.
Behind the doors, all of them, as you're walking out there stealthily, you can hear conversations.
Okay.
Various conversations. Some of them are in bugbear on a couple of the rooms. The one that is next to you, you hear human voices in there. Are you going to listen to the conversation for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh. One of them says, when do you think the next one's going to be in? I don't know, man. It's probably about a week from now, I guess. I could really go for some salted beef jerky right now. You always say that. You're the one that's eating it all. Well, if they actually get us something, listen, don't talk about the boss. You know he can hear everything. Well, then the boss, if you can hear something, I could use some salted beef jerky. Dude, don't mock him like that. You know what happens.
All right, I'll come back and let him know that there's like a guard station there or something.
Yeah.
That those definitely are not prisoners.
This is what you see in the hallway when you went down further, Glade. The remainder of the hallway looks like this. As you can see, there are a total of 6 doors down there. From the sounds that you were listening to on all the doors, this seems like it's a barracks area, like a garrison for guards.
Okay.
You come back to the room. And what you have reasoned out based on what you've seen here is that this must be their common room, where they kind of just go to like R&R and eating and things like that. So the party is in there, and you relay that information to them. What will you do, party?
Should we ignore them for now and continue to look for the prisoners?
Yes.
Okay.
Can the bugbear guide us? I mean, he was...
Yeah, the bugbear looks at you. Well, bugbear looks at you. He goes, "Wasafa." Guy shrugs his shoulders. Wasafa.
I cross my hands in front of me like I'm bound, and then I kind of go like this. Like, where are they?
He looks at you and then looks down at Simon and goes, points over at her. And Glade goes, "Gaza."
Oh, right.
What are you going to do, Simon? Simon, if you want to make me a 20 for your intelligence, you may be able to kind of guess what he's pantomiming a bit.
Roy, looking to roll under my intelligence?
Yes.
I rolled a 2.
Oh.
My intelligence is 18.
You're pretty sure what he's trying to get across is that he's not sure if he should take orders from her. He's like asking, like, who the hell do you think you are telling me what to do? I don't listen to you. You're not the boss of me.
I'm going to try speaking to him in either Orcish or Goblin to see if he has any... I don't know if bugbears only speak one language or if
You
they
speak
have
Orcish to him?
I do.
Okay, what are you going to say to him in Orcish?
Which way to the prisoners?
Oh, you speak Orcish.
Oh,
Glade lets out a little, for fuck's sake, in Orcish.
Yeah, why Why didn't you say so earlier? Come with me.
I
Come
didn't
with
know
me,
you-
my friend.
I didn't-
He goes, my friend. He goes, I'm sorry about your little friend. She was very little and she broke easy in combat. I'm sorry.
She was not built for combat.
No. War is tough. War is tough. But don't worry, you'll find new friends. You found me.
That is true.
So he starts leading you through. He walks you back through the other area. He goes, you come this way. He goes, but I warn you. He goes, when we get the boss, remember what I say. No, he's really dangerous. He kill all of you. Kill me too, probably. So I'm just gonna take you there. But when we get there, we turn right around, right?
Oh, of course.
We're going to get the prisoners and get out.
Oh, I hoped you wouldn't say that. Well, listen. Let me tell you before we go any further then. What you are likely to see. The prisoners are only 50 feet from here. But you gotta know where to go. I take you right to there. But when we open the door, you're gonna see a room, big room. Lots of pits in it, right? Inside the pits is where the prisoners are. And at the back, there's a big set of stairs. Okay? 2 stairs with a riser on it, right? And this is where big guard is. Ogre. Skullbuster. Nasty piece of work. But also inside the room, there are 3 garrison rooms for guards. If we open that door, all guards come pour out. Kill us all. Bah, dead. So, maybe we don't do this, right? Skullbuster, bad. Lots of guards, bad. Bleh, bad. And besides, he goes, we're not too far from boss's rooms either. So, I don't know what to tell you. He goes, this is bad. Maybe you settle for prisoners we already have, huh? We already released plenty. That's good, right?
Other members of my tribe are here that require rescuing. We are not here to fight the bosses. We're only here to free them.
Then we have to do this very smart. We have to do this like bugbears.
What do you suggest?
Ambush. I go in there. I tell other bugbears, something, whatever you want me to tell them. Try and get some of them away from room. And maybe we
You send them back through the hallway to us?
we take them to the training ground. There's a prisoner here right now, but not the kind you want to free. Big prisoner, kill everyone, big prisoner. If we take them into there, maybe we can keep them busy for a while, and we can get in there and get prisoners, huh?
Sounds like a good idea to me. What do you think, Lee?
Yes, absolutely. So this training ground is nearby,
Yeah,
and we lead extra bugbears to that training ground with this large thing.
What I say is this, all right? Through this door on right. Which way is right again? This way, right. If we go this way, their bathroom. Only bosses are allowed to use it, right? But we bosses today. So, you hide in bathroom. And I make noise when I lead them past. Because the training ground is right across the hall from bathroom. You keep going past, keep going ahead, right on right side. Which side is right again? That way is right. You, right on right side, you go in, you find prisoners. Maybe have to deal with Skullbuster, maybe a few guards. Huh? What you think? What do you think, my friend?
I think that's a good plan.
What do you think, little one?
I think that's
I
a
don't care what
great
you
plan.
think. I thought that was funny.
She shrinks a little bit. Like, what the hell was that?
I thought that was funny. Anyway, you weird sense of humor. Anyway, let's I open door again, or big smelly thing open door.
I think you should.
You go in first. Lead them away. And we'll
All
take
right.
out.
I open door.
Are
Okay.
you okay? Are you okay with that?
Oh yeah.
I don't care!
He looks over at you, Simon.
Just ignore him. He's small.
You're lucky he part of your tribe. I kill him otherwise. Anyway, he looks at you. He goes, just follow me. Be very, very quiet. It's very important you be quiet. Be like Bugbear. Quiet, smart. Okay, so he opens. He goes ahead.
Before we go in,
Yeah.
I'm going to cast invisibility on the golem.
Okay.
Whoa.
Golem disappears.
Little surprise for them.
The golem disappears. Whoa. That was impressive. Very impressive. Okay, so the golem disappears. He opens the door. And this is what you see. True to his word, and I'm going to open us up a little bit more. You see kind of an atrium area ahead of you. You walk out of the hallway, and he points to the door at the bottom of the two. He goes, you see that door? He goes, that boss's bathroom. You hide in there. I go straight. I bring ogre out if I can. Other bugbears. We go into this door. He points at the door that was right across the hallway from where you were. It's a little bit, but it's not the one that's directly across. You'll see a door that's there on the right where my cursor is now hanging over. Okay? That door is not the one he's referring to. He says he's going to lead them to the door where my cursor is now. Okay? Did Twitch catch up with me yet?
I think so.
Okay, good. Yeah,
It's
he's going to
just
lead you.
small, so
He's
I'm
going
trying to make my window bigger.
He's going to lead him into that door right there. But he wants you to hide in the bottom corner one. So he leads you over to that bottom corner room, and much again to his as he suggested, what you see in there as he leads you ahead, opens the door. The whole room is made out of clean, polished white stone, and it is a bathroom. On the back wall of it, you see this rack of like towels there. There are pots of water that are under there, and there are these two seats on either sides of the north and the south part of it.
Is it like an ogre bidet?
Yeah, it's like an ogre bidet.
Because they don't bother with paper.
Peanut butter
I mean-
noodle bar too.
So what you see is the bugbear looks over at Simon and says, "I go now, all right?" Goes, "You come after me, though, right?
Will not leave you behind.
Right. Good luck with your tribe." So he closes the door, walks out. You hear him walk away. You hear his footsteps retreating. And now the most important role of the entire game falls on a bugbear's charisma.
Nice.
Brother bugbears.
Well, you want to roll low on reaction rolls. And I just roll a 16 on percentage dice and a 20.
Nice.
You hear a door open and close. Some time passes. Some time passes. Some time passes. Finally, you hear a bunch of footsteps coming down the hallway. Bunch of voices in bugbear. You hear your bugbear. You hear this parade of footsteps march past the bathroom. You hear them stop at the door towards where he indicated that he would lead people. The door, you hear it open up. You hear this roar sound. Door closes. You hear some arguing in Bugbear again. Your Bugbear says something a few more times. The door opens up again. You hear a bunch of footsteps running in.
All right, we're going, right?
Let's go.
Okay. Who is leading the party as you charge out?
Where's the golem again? Now
He's
that we
invisible.
can't see him?
Yeah, he's invisible. You can
Yeah,
kind
but
of...
where did you, like, leave him?
We can smell him.
Following me?
Yeah, and you could smell
Okay.
him. You could smell him. He's pretty pungent.
Well, that doesn't mean we won't run into him, though.
Yeah. Okay, so your group begins to run out of the hallway.
I'll go first with the goal. I don't mind.
Simon's got a death wish now. Nothing else matters now.
That's it.
Okay, so your party heads ahead. Excuse me, I forgot I gotta unhide this hallway. Okay. There are 2 doors there. And you realize he didn't tell you which of the doors on the right to go through.
Which way did he go? He came back through, right?
Yeah. But it didn't sound like he was gone all that long.
We track him.
Huntress?
Yep.
Percentage
I'll
die.
That's a
track
good
him.
idea.
Mhm.
What'd you roll?
Percentage?
Percentage?
Oh, percentage. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was zoned out there just a second there, waiting for a command. That would be a 97.
Okay. What you see, Huntress, is a lot of footsteps coming out of one of the 2 doors. It's the one that was closest to you. A lot of footsteps. Probably, you're figuring maybe at least maybe a dozen people. About
Okay, and
Bugbear size.
they're coming
Yeah.
out of that door.
Yeah, they came out of that door, and it was
Yeah.
recent.
That's where we're
That's
heading.
the one.
Okay.
Who is opening the door?
Invisible golem?
The goal will open the door.
Okay. Invisible Golem opens the door. When the Invisible Golem opens the door, this is what your party sees. And I'm going to shrink it down a little bit so you guys can see it, everything on your screen in all of its glory. And this room is well lit. Inside of this room, what you can see is the following. That both doors actually connected to the same place. On the left side of the room, there are 3 doors. This was expected. All of them are open. This seems to be the barracks that the Bugbear was telling you about. All those empty spaces that you see on the map, those are the pits. Inside of all of them, you see different people, different prisoners. Obviously, humans, halflings, gnomes, half-orcs. There are 2 sets of stairs there, rising up to the middle on the back to this riser. And standing atop of it is this massive, one-eyed ogre. He just looks ahead and sees the non-space in the middle of the door. You see him kind of turn his head a bit like, what? You guys have a move. What will you do?
Is he tattooed?
He is tattooed from head to toe.
Okay. I go into spell motions.
What are you going to do? What spell?
Silence.
Silence? Okay. What are you going to... Are you going to prepare anything, Simon?
Is there anything in this room besides this gigantic ogre?
No.
I mean, so he got all the bugbears out.
He got every single one of them.
All right. Well, how far away is? Oh, he's a few.
He gets a promotion.
Yeah, he's about 80 feet away from the door.
Okay. 80 feet away?
He's
Wow.
wearing studded leather armor that you can see. He's got a club. He's got a short bow. And the short bow is so big it looks like a ballista to you.
Okay, I'm going to prepare a spell.
What are you preparing?
Web.
Okay. Glade Huntress. Are you going to act immediately, or are you going to wait for their spells to come off?
Wait for their spells.
Yep. Wait
Okay.
for the spell.
The first one that comes off is Maskra. Maskra. You see him looking at it, at the door. He says in Ogrish, just his booming voice, "What do you want?" You hear him over. He goes, "Well, either come in or come out, you're late." And then he stops for a moment. Simon, your spell comes off. You kind of curl around the corner, throw the bead of cobweb in there. The entire riser explodes up in this webbing that attaches itself to the wall, attaches itself to the ceiling, the back wall. Let me see.
Am I within range?
Yes, you are within range.
Okay.
And it catches this ogre right in the middle of it. He starts to struggle. He's screaming out. It looks like he's in this vicious rage, and he's held fast inside this web, cannot move.
Golem, kill ogre.
Gollum just kind of starts walking up, lumbering up towards the stairs. The ogre is screaming at this thing, shrugging around in the web. You see the Gollum walk over, goes up to ogre, reaches up its hand, puts it around its throat, and starts to squeeze. The ogre's eyes start to get big. One of them pops, the one eye pops out of its socket that it has. He just crushes the neck silently over there.
Yeah.
Stinky Darth Vader.
All the prisoners are there, are all up their bars. They all look at you. You hear this murmuring around the room. "Oh, you gotta help us, please. You gotta let us out."
All right, I'm immediately going to. Well, I'm sure the other party members get that.
Is it obvious who has the keys?
Yeah,
ogre?
you can tell the ogre has it.
I'm going straight for it.
You look for the keys. He has keys, but these are pits, so you're not really sure how they get them in and out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said
Yeah, they're pits.
they were looking through the bars of their cages or
No,
something.
they're in pits.
Okay.
I have rope.
Yep.
Can you toss rope down and pull these people out?
Okay, as you're pulling these people out, you're starting to lean them out. I assume that everybody is going to help in this so as to get them in and out of there faster.
Yes.
The first person that you're pulling out of there.
No, I'm not.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'm going to stand by that door where the bugbears might be coming back
Okay.
as a lookout because I'm a half-pint halfling and would be worthless trying to get people out of those pits.
You are hearing the following in there. You are hearing this horrendous, cataclysmic combat going on in there. Okay? But also you're hearing through the door something kind of weird. At about ankle height, you're hearing something pawing at the door. Meanwhile, you guys are in the room helping people out. The first person that you help out is a older man who is wheezing and coughing, and his skin is covered in boils and pustules.
But is he wearing a mask?
No, he is not wearing a mask. Oh. A young woman, you help her out of there next. You end up having a kind of a beggar-looking guy out of there. There's another young girl that's out of there. Your eyes, however, immediately, Simon, fall right on a tall, raven-haired woman who looks like bedraggled. She's been gagged, she's bound. You recognize her instantly.
I go to her and help her out.
Right, you go down there and help her out. As you help her out,
Where's Myrmidon?
you're not really sure.
I opened the door and let him in.
You open up the door. Myrmidon doesn't run out. This little yellow dog comes running out of the room. It looks terrified and runs over and hides behind your ankles.
Okay, I shut the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You guys are all standing in the room helping people out of these pits. This is a very large group of people. If you guys are going to get out of here, you realize you're going to have to do this pretty swiftly.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to facilitate this?
Hey, can I do a detect magic on the dog?
Sure.
How do we do
happened.
that?
No magic.
It was worth it.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure ogre mages can shapeshift.
Yep, non-magical dog, and they can.
Good thinking.
Okay, so you guys are going to. You guys are all doing this, helping the people out of the pits. How are you going to get them out of there? Out of the room, I should say, and out of this complex, alive.
How many people are there?
Back the way we came, I guess.
A total of 16.
16. And a lot of them are injured?
Some of them can't walk. Some of them have been purposely lamed or blinded. These guys are in bad shape.
Well,
Simon, would you be okay bringing up the rear with your golem? Just to basically block our exit and the rest of us kind of run out ahead?
I'm fine with that. There's one more person we need to rescue. Carlos, since you took away my escape plan with the dimension door that my familiar had, I look at Resta and I say to her, how is it you still look better than me under these circumstances?
She says, right now, she says, you look like Miras the Thrice Kissed in my eyes.
Do you have any spells still memorized that can help get these people out of here?
No, but I have this. She pulls out of her hair a pin. She hands it over to you.
Okay. Do I recognize it?
No.
From my
She says, use this as a focus. She says it'll allow you to recall one spell from your memory. Do you have anything memorized? Your most powerful duomer.
I lost that when my familiar died.
What? What happened to Princess Calliope? No.
She was killed.
Very well then.
By the
Pulls out her
alchemist.
hairpin and she looks at you. She looks at the rest of you. She says, "Is this everyone then that will be leaving?"
No, we have some more prisoners in the that we freed in the main room.
Very well then. Let's spirit our way to them.
I'm sorry, the torture chamber. I hate to use that adjective,
She
but that's what
shakes
it
her
is.
head. That fell place. Come then, let's hurry.
Have we noticed a middle-aged halfling male?
Yes, there
In the
is a
vents?
middle-aged halfling male among these people. He looks like he's just kind of... He looks like his mind is broken. He's just kind of staring at the ground. You recognize, Simon, the look of someone who's been feeble-minded from way back.
Do I recognize my parents anywhere?
No, they are not here.
I'm going to nudge Maskra and say to her in very small whisper, do an ESP on these people. Something doesn't sound right here.
Good idea.
Especially the dark-haired woman. Especially her.
Is she saying this out loud?
I'm
No,
whispering it to
She
Maskra.
whispered it to me.
Maskra, are you going to do that?
Yes, I am. And I'm trying to detect if any of them could be
The
Icar.
first one, yeah, you're looking at all of them and kind of going through all of their, one by one, their thoughts. One of them right away strikes to you as, if I ran out of here right now and got them, I wonder what I could get out of it. One guy's actually thinking of bolting the room and trying to get help.
Okay.
And there's another one that is in here, and you're listening to his thoughts, and they're your own thoughts. For a second, when you touch his thoughts, you realize all they are echoes of your own thoughts.
Doppelganger?
Or shielded.
Yeah, it could be. So what will you do with those two?
I whisper back to the huntress. There's something funny about that one and this one.
The one that is thinking about bolting is kind of edging a little bit towards the door right now.
I edge over to the door to try to block the door.
Get the lead.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you, and he looks you right in the eye, and the first thing he thinks is, how did she know? Meanwhile,
Still by the door with the dog, right?
Yeah, you're by the door with the dog. The biting sounds like it's dying down in the room.
We have to hurry, I say across the room.
Okay, I'm going to use my taunt ability on the one that is trying to bolt.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to say?
And I want to compel him to physically attack me so that the rest of the party can see that that's the one.
Okay. You use your taunt on him. He looks at you. He goes, "What? What are you just staring at me for?" He goes, "I don't even know who you are. I don't even know what. For all I know, these guys could be one of them. Are you guys just gonna walk out of here with them?" They're all just staring at him like, "What?"
And I glance at the rest of the party and kind of absentmindedly put my finger on my head like this.
Uh-huh. He looks back at you. Oh. You're like some kind of mind witch. He's backing up, trying to look around himself. You can see he's freaking out now.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't know what to do. Like? Eyes are getting wild, looking all over the place. He starts to try and bolt past you.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Whack him with the basalt staff.
Roll me a 20.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay. You drop the staff at him, and it hits the side of the door, and just the knob of it catches the staff before it hits him in the head. He scurries out the door. Glade, what you see is, as you're standing next to that door, he's taking a bolt towards the door between the ones where you guys came out, where he said the boss's rooms were.
Well, could I take a swipe at him as he goes by?
Of course. That little dog starts barking at him. Anyway, what are you going to do?
I'm just going to try and trip him up with my staff.
Okay, roll me a 20.
16.
Okay. You take your staff and you just kind of sweep his legs out. He has no juice at all. So you just trip him. He kind of tumbles around, hits the door. He looks at you.
Lights out. Boom! Right between the eyes.
Yeah, out cold. So you're going to lead the prisoners out of the place then?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to...
Back to the torture chamber, right?
Okay.
Back to the torture chamber. But
Mascot, what are you going to do?
I'm telling the huntress that there's one that is shielded I can't read. And I point out the one.
Okay.
I'm going to just hold an arrow ready and follow up the group, but stay within clear shot range of that person.
He seems to be kind of sidling over towards where Simon is and sniffing the air. It looks like he's knowing that there's something up with him, Huntress. Your eyes are on him. He's you could tell he's trying to figure out what killed the ogre. He's trying to find where it is.
I'm going to draw my bow at full draw and hold it and say, "Don't even."
He holds up. Don't worry.
Move away.
Okay. No problems.
What does this one look like?
Backs away. Very extremely, almost too nondescript to you. Like just brown hair, short brown hair, kind of pale skin, normal clothing. He could blend into a crowd real easy. Meanwhile, the little yellow dog sees you as you guys get in the hallway. It comes charging at your party. And the little girl that was in there, she sees it, the dog. "Lucky," she says, as she goes down, she picks up the dog. "Oh my God, I thought you were lost forever." She starts hugging him. She goes, "Maybe we can find Missy Mayweather on our way out of here." She holds her and just kind of pets the dog. Dog's licking her face. "You're so brave. I wish I could be as brave as you." Pets the dog. All right, you guys gonna leave out of there?
Sidle over to Glade and explain that there's one of these prisoners that has some kind of shield on them and was trying to figure out our friend.
The mistress whispers over to you, Simon, and she says, I don't suspect that we have much time.
We should go, but there's one person we shall not leave behind. I'm going to go to where the fighting is going on.
The fighting has almost gone to a standstill. It's almost dead quiet in there now. You just hear something stalking around inside of the room. Are you going to open the door?
I have the golem open the door.
Okay. You have the golem open the door. What you see within that room is as follows. Believe that's 40. Yep. What you see is an area where two stairways. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even have you guys on the map here. There we go. There are two stairways that rise up to an elevated mezzanine level that circle the room. All right. There is, in the middle of this room, there is this gigantic, and when I say gigantic, he's probably about 15 to 17 feet tall troll that's stalking around in there. He's got in one hand a half of a bugbear that he's been using as a club. All around him are dead bugbears everywhere.
Anybody alive?
Yeah. Underneath the stairway, your dude is standing there, huddled in a corner. He looks at you, he sees you, Simon, and he just points up at the troll and doesn't say anything.
Golem, kill troll.
Golem starts walking in there, visible.
And I shout for my bugbear friend to...
The troll kind of looks around a couple times, starts sniffing the air, turns around, starts to hiss in the air. As soon as your bugbear jumps up, he starts running towards the door to intercept the bugbear. A fist comes smack dab and hits him square in the mouth.
Yeah,
out of nowhere, and sits him right on his behind in the middle of the room. The troll blinks a couple times. Your golem appears out of nowhere, just the veil of visibility gone, and the two start slugging it out in the middle of the room. Total rock'em sock'em robots. The room is shaking. The whole area, there's noise galore. You're sure that this is going to draw attention now.
All right. Well, I grab my bugbear companion and make our way to the torture chamber.
You came back for me. I didn't think you would. He laughs a bit. You run out of there. You trace your path back, but you get to the alchemist's area where the whole room is on fire.
Oh shit!
What will you do?
Well, I say to him first. I said, "I've lost enough friends today."
Yeah. He goes. He looks over at your master is standing right next to you because you've been going the whole way. He goes, "Did you know he could speak Okish?"
So I have an idea, guys.
Okay.
I'm thinking that another big section of mud could probably douse these flames.
Behind you, you can hear the door fly open to that common room.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of footsteps coming.
We might need mud to slow down the pursuit.
I've got entangle. Like behind. Can I get to the back of the group?
Yep, you can. Oh, you're so short, it's easy for you to wind your way.
Yeah, and I'll just wait for like the first group to come around the corner and trap as many of them as I can.
Okay.
These trees.
Meanwhile, you cast the spell, the transmute rock to mud, right?
Yep. Try to make enough mud pour out of the ceiling to.
The mud is starting to come rolling out of the ceiling and starting to cake up on the floor. Pretty soon you have an area that you think you can get your way through pretty easily without anybody getting hurt too bad. As in the middle of while Mascara is doing that, the secret door explodes open, and you see probably 20 to 30 bugbears coming behind you.
Okay.
What are you going to do, Glade?
I'll try and catch the front of them as they get closer with entangle.
You cast the entangle spell on the ground. Roots and leaves and shoots and vines start exploding up out of the ground, wrapping body parts. You hear them starting to yell, surprise and shock, and the whole group is proceeding all the way up through into the torture chamber. You're into the torture chamber area. Glade, are you going to follow them or are you going to stick behind?
Yeah, I'm going to follow them. I have protection from fire too. Do I need it?
Nope, you don't need it. You follow them into the main room. Are you going to get the prisoners there?
Yes.
You open the door, and all the prisoners are still in there. And the little halfling girl looks up at you, Glade, and she goes, "You forgot something." And she holds up Myrmidon.
Nice. I didn't forget. I left him with you so that you could protect each other.
Myrmidon just kind of sticks out his tongue and licks her face a little bit. So you continue to run out of the place. Yes?
Or do we use this device that
Or a portal thing?
Simon's friend?
Well, that's the thing. Are you or aren't you?
You got to get to the torture room first for the rest of the...
Yep.
We just did.
We just
You
did.
got to the torture room?
Okay. I look at Resta. What's the plan?
She says... She looks at you and she says, "I was planning on using this to help you recall one of your spells to transport us out of here. But in lieu of that..."
I don't have any transportation spells anyway.
She thinks about it. She says, "Where is safe above?"
Our ship with... what's her name?
How can I know where that is?
That's in the port of Highport.
Which is overrun by orcs, one of the prisoners says.
No, we were let off in an alcove,
Yeah, can we just describe the specific dock?
You try and describe the specific dock to her? Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna look at Glade and say, "Wait a minute. What about this guy that's being very suspicious? His mind is shielded. Are we taking him with?"
He's looking at you guys. He says, "Listen, I just want out of here."
But we can address that once we're out of here. We can't.
He looks at you, Huntress, and he just kind of stares at you and goes, "Listen." He gets real close to you, and all of a sudden his features shape shift into yours. He says, "If you needed to know, now you know. I just want out of here, all right?"
Okay.
He looks at the bunch of you and takes a step back and shape shifts back into that nondescript form.
Seems fair.
Why not? Shoot.
She's going to cast the spell right now. Are you ready? Just a description.
Can your ESP help Maskra?
Maskra, are you going to use your ESP to make mind contact?
I want to try to... I don't know if I can send with ESP, but I'm going to try to create a mental picture of where that ship is.
Make me a percentage die roll.
Okay. To help her with that spell, I rolled an 18.
Never mind, she says. "Thank you, my friend. I think I know now." She holds out her hairpin, concentrates on it, and the whole walls of reality around you seem to melt for a moment. And when they hit the ground, they spring back up, and all around you is blue sky. You feel yourself bobbing on top of the deck of a ship. Air is clean. Above you, clouds float by. You're orcish laborers out on the shore. You see the city, the destroyed city of Highport, the occupied city of Highport there in front of you. Your whole group of people is standing there. Your mistress passes out in your arms, Simon.
Hold her up.
The pirate captain is there at the bow of the ship and kind of turns around, does double take when she sees you.
Did we make the deadline?
With hours to spare, let's get out of here. Everyone, we're leaving. We're leaving. She starts rallying everyone. She looks at you, says, "Get everyone you can underneath. It's safer in the hold."
I'll start ushering them that way.
Okay, so you begin to usher everybody that way.
The one that had boils and was very, very sickly, I'd do a cure disease.
Okay, and his boils and disease disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I might get you guys on that one. Okay, so so in a matter of hours, your ship, as it flows through the evening or through the day, you're unmolested as you go back to the city of Hardby. You dock. You're met immediately at the city wharf by Sky's retinue of men, many of whom you've only heard of before. Some of the adventurers of legend that you know have gone on to contend with Marquesa herself are there waiting for you, congratulating you on your success, on your victory. In no time, they lead you to Sky's chambers again, where you have to explain to her the whole details of your mission. And she looks over at you and she says, "Before we go any further, I must congratulate you. You've saved many innocent lives today. And though it's cost many of you dearly, she says, know that the lives that you have saved today will go on to do great things. The lamps of light in the Flanesh shine just a little bit brighter for your victory. But I must know, do Icar and Blackthorn yet draw breath?"
Yes.
Yes.
She nods. "This is fine. We'll have another chance." And that is where we're going to end our adventure.
Yay!
Guys, you managed to survive this scenario. Congratulations. Well done, players. Well done, players.
So the ogre guarding the pits was not Blackthorn.
No, he was not Blackthorn. That was
Okay.
Skullbuster, one of his lieutenants.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys managed to do in that is, first of all, there was a 1 in 20 chance to find that coin for the golem. Greg found that coin with the golem. That was a huge turning point in this. Other things that happened in there that were huge turning points. Finding out about the bluebell berries was big. Not bringing the entire forces from beneath into that corridor to kill you was huge. As you went down the tunnel with the echoes, that was big. You managed to get down there pretty stealthily, all things considered. There's the Manicore situation. There is a contingency in there, that area. There's a magic mouth spell that alarms everybody in there, okay? I'm going to read you what the contingency is in which it goes off, okay? I want you guys to tell me what you think of this contingency, all right? The contingency is as follows. Oh, where is it? Where's the magic mouth? There it is. If both Manicores in Area 15 are slain or leave their chamber at the same time.
Oh, man.
So, you killed one of them and the other escaped. You did exactly what you needed to do for that thing not to go off. Because I figured either player characters would drive the Manicores off, thus triggering the magic mouth, or they'd kill them both, thus triggering the magic mouth. But somehow, the way I thought about it, I was like, there's no way the male will leave the female. There's no way it'll happen. But you killed the male, the female left, and I thought to myself, they just managed to short circuit that magic mouth spell. You managed not to. You managed not to see Icar or Blackthorn. You lived through that. You guys did that probably about as efficiently as you could have. So, congratulations to the party. You guys did a great job, I thought. As far as the scenario itself, what did you guys think? Did you enjoy it?
Well, first of all, can I ask if we were able to find the halfling girl's father?
Halfling girl's father is in there. He's feeble-minded right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's feeble-minded.
I wanted
Sky could have restored him.
Could Simon's friend have teleported me to the north end of the bridge at the same time as teleporting everyone else back to the ship?
It could have
Or
worked.
is it just one?
It could have worked.
Okay.
It could have worked.
I should have tried it.
It could have
Because
worked.
I thought about standing on the north end of
Collapsing
the
the
bridge
whole thing.
and busting my staff and collapsing the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's probably what you guys would have done, but because you didn't do that, I get to use Icar and Blackthorn again.
Yes, we'll get him next time.
You'll get them next time.
Mhm.
I'm glad you guys seem to. Did you enjoy the scenario, Huntress, Linda? I can call you guys by your
Yes, I
proper
did.
names again. Good.
Yep, I always love your stuff. I've never found one that I don't like.
Oh, thanks so much, Greg. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
Good.
I would suggest maybe increasing the level of the player characters a little bit because
Pretty tough.
This was a very difficult, and like you said, we had to do a lot of things perfectly to get through it.
You did, but I also know this. I play with a lot of expert players, and sometimes that clouds my judgment onto the appropriate level that you guys have, because I knew that you guys could do this. You guys are good enough players that you could do it. Maybe I have too much faith in other players, though, that they are quite as skilled as you guys. But yeah, you're right. Calibrations is important.
I should have asked this before, but I gotta know, was that suspicious guy anybody important?
Yes, he was somebody important, actually. He is actually, as you found, the good news for you is in the sequel, you're finding him out. He's actually was put among the prisoners as a spy by Blackthorn and Icar. But now he's in Sky's custody, and she's going to be able to interrogate him. So when I write the sequel to this, that's how you're going to find out where they are.
Nice.
Where where their other locations are. So that'll be how I end up doing it. So that, again, the things that you did in this adventure will inform other things going forward. And that's kind of how I like to do it in my game. I like the notion of the adventures being kind of a rolling campaign in a sense, as well as a scenario. Well, just going out there on the out into the crowd here, I see that Sky Shift, you run a very good adventure. I love your stuff. And forever. Thanks so much, buddy. I really appreciate it. R.I.P. Princess Calliope. Oh my God, it broke my heart. But I knew I got
One-eyed crow.
I had to play him intention. Yeah, One-Eyed Crow went out too. That was bad. But you know what? When you're the frontline combatant, sometimes it's tough in the big city. So, you guys took some casualties, but you guys survived it. And thank you so much for playing with me tonight and doing the play test. I learned a lot about this. I'll be able to calibrate the adventure a little bit better. Stick around for a half second after we sign off so that I can say goodbye properly. But for everybody out there in Twitch that watched us tonight, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for tuning in. You'll be able to buy this adventure publicly in October, but if you want to join the Patreon, next month it's going to be available as a hardcover, as a hard copy, which I send out to everybody. So, Linda, I know you're going to be getting it. Magnus, you would be eligible if you wanted it, but everybody, thank you so much for playing it, and I really appreciate you guys joining in. For everybody out there on Twitch, take care. For Linda, the Huntress, Steve, Moskra, Magnus, Glade, and Greg, Simon, I'm Carlos A. Slicing, your Dungeon Master. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys around.